It's time to meet the Bandits, sponsored by Grassland Dairy. Grassland Dairy, exciting, rewarding career opportunities available now at grassland.com. Emmanuel Span, Toby Mings, Meet the Bandits, version 3.0 this year. So Coach Span, let's start with you. Talk about football history a little bit. Prior to this year, just go back to the beginning and tell us about how you started in football.
Oh man, my uncle got me in when I was about 5. Started with Pee Wee, worked my way up to high school. Got a little bit of recognition. Got to get a couple of offers for some D1 schools. I went to Marshall University in West Virginia. Played ball there for 5 years. Got here and played arena ball and lacrosse, and just have been looking for an opportunity to get into coaching, and started doing that this year with the Bandits.
Marshall, home of Randy Moss.
Yes, sir.
Come back to that later on, maybe. Toby Mings. Tell us about your football life.
Very short. I first got on the field 2 years ago in flag football. Joined through Jeremy. Last year, played 2 games, and then I was out for an injury. So officially, this is my 8th football game of my career.
That's quite a story, right? We'll come back to coaching in just a minute. We'll kind of snake back and forth here. But so you were on the team last year.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that, and then what about that experience caused you to come back this year?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a team experience last year because it was short. Outside of practices, we had 2 games, and last year was crazy because of COVID. We could not. It was a struggle to get anything going because we had leagues falling out, teams falling out. Scheduling was a mess. Trying to get fields, everything was just up in the air. So it was fun. But what really brought me back was I found a love for football. It's very strategic. I just love the entire sport, and playing it just took it to that next level. And for me, part of it was I had not played football ever in my life, so I did not want to miss an opportunity while I still could.
So Coach Span, tell us about that, right? You talked about your playing days a little bit, and now coaching. How is that different from being on the field on game day?
It's a lot different when you're used to being on the field so much, and then you just wanting to just run on the field, and because you see something and you just want to run out there. But you got guys like Toby and Ernest Williams at quarterback. They make it a little easier for me when you can communicate with them and kind of get your vision into them and kind of know what they want you to do and go from there. So they've made it real easy for me, being that this is my first year coaching and being receptive to the offense and the game plans we go in with every week.
First year coaching, 2-1 on the season. Game against the Rough Riders this year. To my understanding, Rough Riders are kind of a mystery. Coming in, one of the few teams that y'all haven't had a chance to really have a look at on film yet. So what does that do for you as a coach, in game prep? How do you go about preparing for a team that you maybe don't know a whole lot about?
Just going off of what we can get a hold of, any film from last year when they played, which we know players change, but defensive schemes may not. So just trying to learn what I can from what was available to me, and going from there, knowing what we can do offensively versus what they like to do defensively, and going from there and trying to use that strength against them and work in our favor. So we kind of just try to depict that and kind of roll through that and try to get a win on Saturdays.
Toby, tell us a little bit about football planning as a player in amateur football. You get to practice just once a week, and the rest of it, you got a full-time job, you got other stuff going on. Just give us like a look at a week in the life of an amateur football player.
I haven't worked out as much as I should, but a lot of it is mental. And you can ask my wife this, and I am blessed. I do have a full-time job, and my wife lets me play as many sports as I want, and there's no worries about that. But I think for me, it's a lot more mental. I am constantly looking at not just game film, but also tips and training and different drills and things like that. It's gotten to the point where about 75% of my Instagram feed is nothing but wide receiver drills and training. So it's doing a lot of that and a lot of mental preparing too. A lot of mental preparing.
Coach Span, last one for you. Coming into the community here, getting to learn about folks, and one of the things I noticed right away was all the people that come out to support the Bandits, especially here at home. And it's a good show being put on. There's lots of stuff for families, kids to do, all that kind of stuff. Any one or two kind of things that have stuck out to you coming into the Bandits community?
Like you said, that commitment, because like you said, with it being amateur football, these guys aren't getting paid, to play the game. They're actually volunteering their time, and, the commitment for that, and then, the community supporting them is really, really, really great. Whereas, you see some other teams where they're not as fortunate as us, and, they do have guys showing up, but that support that you need from the community is not there. So very blessed to be a part of something like this, and, a community that's already had this team before, and kind of getting it into the right direction, and competing in games, winning more games than last year, and playing better overall in games and actually competing in them, and not getting the doors blown off us, and that ultimately is the goal, to go out there and try not to put on too bad of a showing. But like I said, we've got some guys that have shown commitment, coming to practice, taking advantage of those one-day opportunities we do have, and making the most of those. So I think that's why we have been successful so far, and I'm hoping to continue to see more success throughout the season.
Yeah, Toby, same kind of question for you. I think back to last year, the first few home games, the place was packed. And granted, there wasn't a whole lot else going on, but still, everybody came down and cheered. And now this year, 2 regular season wins, a preseason win. You've eclipsed last year's win total already, just a few weeks into the season. Tell us about fan support and how much that means to you and the other guys on the team.
It means a lot. I'll be honest, when I'm in game, I flip a switch. Even I don't know anyone's behind. I'm completely laser focused. But I will say, after the game, your videos, just the YouTube live, I have a lot of people that have watched, not just from Marshfield, but from Wausau as well. But in particular, I think I haven't been around Marshfield very much, but everyone is very welcoming, and obviously this place has been great for letting us use the field. It's been pretty nice.
Coach Emmanuel Span, wide receiver Toby Mings, good luck today.
Absolutely.
And hope you enjoyed this edition of Meet the Bandits.
Thanks. Hopefully you put it on a show.
Absolutely. Go Bandits.
Sponsored by Grassland Dairy. Grassland Dairy, exciting, rewarding career opportunities available now at grassland.com.
Welcome in to this Saturday afternoon football action. It's the Northern Lights Football League with the Marshfield Bandits hosting the River City Rough Riders. My name is Caleb Jacoby alongside Kevin Bargander. Kevin, how are you doing?
Really good. Just excited to have some football on this very best weekend in Marshfield.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a warm day. Definitely don't envy the players being in full pads out there on this day, but it should be a fun game. The Marshfield Bandits come in at 2-1 on the season, and the River City Rough Riders come in at 3-0. It will be River City kicking off and Marshfield receiving to start this one. A little bit of a breeze here today in Marshfield, Wisconsin, at Walter Cole Athletic Field here on Columbus Catholic High School. I guess, Kevin, as you look into this game, what are you looking to see from some of these teams, and just what do you anticipate to see?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, viewers. Marshfield's come off 2-1, having a so I think it'll be a pretty interesting game, and hopefully, I think it's 88-year-old and pretty really going to be for
Yeah, definitely want to see a clean game. That's the one to there. The kick is away. Looks like it's Jackson Ott and Neil Ott back there to return. As Neil Ott bobbles that and gets stuffed.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can get
12 yards.
it looked like the ball was about to go into the end zone with a touchback, and it just kind of landed on my head, bounced right back into the play, and just they were almost kind of confused, like, oh wow, I think it's going on. I know again, you can manage what they got, but good thing they didn't just let it go.
Yeah, obviously hits the ground as it goes going into the end zone. Takes a bad hop there to start with bad pitch.
See what it looks like.
Here, so the Bandits are going to start off at their own 13-yard line. Here to start this one.
Back up!
As the Bandits look to start. Action wrong.
Yeah. You just made that? No. The one I made was wrong. Like it had the wrong time on it, so I had to use the Bandits.
Play game full start on the Marshfield Bandits.
You're gone. Here.
Nonetheless, false start on the Bandits.
They do like switch and start with number 10. Your ass is great. He's at 240 plus tight end. Really kind of beating up that backfield here.
Yeah, definitely get back there. It looks like also Alex Williams starting on quarterback today for Marshfield as well.
Brandon, you have to do something for me.
Here at the scrimmage,
Something crazy.
Pretty big day.
In my car, in the suitcase, I have a tripod. Grab that one. Yeah, can you just grab that one? Yeah. Yards on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 12 with just over 14 and a half to play here in the first quarter. It was like it's more of a shift to your back, 5'8", 175, kind of a Swiss Army knife on this team.
Yeah, and going back to that scrimmage that I was at here, I know he had a big day running the ball. I believe he had an interception in that game as well.
Let's go, Bandits!
They got a safety back there with Travis Williams and Neil Ott. No doubt about it. To the right sideline and incomplete. As the receiver was DeAndre Houston.
That's good.
I was going to ask you to go back a little bit over drive. There's just a catch to it.
Yeah, Houston had a step. Houston had to step that ball around the money. I think, yeah, it could have been
Fourth and 8.
depending on Houston's speed and compared to the defensive back. Could have been a big play. But just not quite
Just a Gatorade and a Sour Patch.
win.
How'd you get this? I think my Sour Patch was like 75 cents.
It's 3rd and 12 for Marshfield. Screen up to the left side, and that'll go nowhere.
Oh, wait.
It'll lose about 4 yards.
3 plays, loses 6. It'll be about 4th and 16 here. We expect to see a punt, but a dangerous spot to be back to punt the ball in.
Yeah, and again, the receiver, ball kind of right after you catch that. You really want to stay out of your vision, especially this far back, and try to get something after your catch. Definitely almost better off tactical plan.
Yeah, he probably could have dropped that one. The throw was a little low, so I think
Vapor's vision is
tried to make sure he
Central
caught
City
it
one
with
is
hindsight where they are.
It's raggedy, yeah.
You're right. He might be better off.
Wait, can you actually go to see how it sounds? Like, did it sound like
I forgot my headphones. I don't have it on there.
Play. Looks like a time.
Here, I'll let you take it.
Marshfield is on the field. Refs. Okay, so alright. So yeah, it looks like you're right. They just called a timeout. Might have had too many men on the field. And
it's gonna be a tough punt for Marshfield here, backed up in their own end zone. Looked like it was David Dix punting for the Bandits.
Yeah, I don't expect any trickeration on about a 4th and 22. It looks like about. So, I'd just see a regular standard punt here out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, they line of scrimmage is at the 3-yard line right now. So any kind of trickery back there might get you in trouble. But really important to block up front right here if you're the Bandits.
Looks like they're going safe.
And he does get the punt off. And it'll be caught, taken. Running up down the left sideline now. Stiff arm and thrown out of bounds. As it looks like
John Goody. I mean, wow.
Looks like that was Miguel Watson returning for River City. And yeah, he was pulled down just by his jersey, or not quite down, just thrown out of bounds with one hand.
Yeah, and if Goody doesn't get him there, I mean, they had a wall set up on that left side of the field. Not sure if he would have made it all the way to the house, but he could have definitely gotten it a lot deeper into their territory.
Yeah, he would have had some big yardage for sure. There was not many white jerseys out on that left sideline for Watson returning for River City.
And sometimes when you're trying to make that tackle, you're just grabbing for anything. If it's jersey, anything you can get your hands on to slow that guy down just a little bit, so either you can get him out of bounds or someone can come up and tackle him.
Yeah, if you can't get into him, you just got to do what you can. And it looks like starting at quarterback for River City is Nate Samus. Samus wearing number 15 for the Rough Riders. He surveys, hands off, and juke up the middle, and a nice gain there. A nice gain on that play. We'll see who that was running the ball. I didn't quite get the number there. Was it 20 or 28?
I believe it was 28.
28.
O.J. Wilkerson.
O.J. Wilkerson.
The Chicago native.
So Wilkerson with a nice about 7-yard gain, but I think we have a penalty on the field. We do. Guessing that was, they call a false start or a holding, because it looks like they put him back 5 yards, not 10.
Could have been a legal formation as well.
Not sure. Nonetheless, penalty on River City. It'll be 1st and 15 for the River City Rough Riders. And still scoreless here through almost 5 minutes of play here in the first quarter. On a warm day here in Marshfield. Fakes the handoff, now screen out to the right side. Running down the right sideline, juke, spins. What a run there. He'll gain about 12 yards as that was Levante Higgins out there catching that quick screen pass over there. Had a few moves there. Spin, some
believe that was Dylan Pawn, I think, with the missed tackle. He kind of had him, but just a really great juke to get around him.
Yeah, those were some nice moves put on there. It's a juke, a spin, and now about 3rd and 2, we'll call it, here for River City. Again, River City undefeated, 3-0 coming into this matchup. Marshfield 2-1. Snap and the handoff up the middle to Wilkerson, and he'll be just short. Looks like he's just inches short, really, maybe a foot or two short of that first down marker. And that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for River City. And that was Wilkerson again. He's got some power, it looks like, at that running back spot for River City. It looks like he's tough for Marshfield to bring down. Some arm tackles. He's just kind of pushing through, fighting through, and pushing forward for a few extra yards. And now the Marshfield Bandits call timeout. And with that, we'll take a quick break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G, plus no activation fees. So you can stream, capture, and post without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northside Computers is Marshfield's U.S. Cellular store. Visit us on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for the latest Samsung, Apple, personal cellular devices, tablets, and more.
Everybody, as it's a 3rd and a long one for the River City Rough Riders. So again, it was Wilkerson with the 3 or 4 yard carry on 2nd down. As River City in a pistol formation here to start off. And they hand it to Wilkerson. Wilkerson with a broken tackle, running left and gets brought down. But I believe he has the first.
Looks like 4th down.
They're calling okay. So they're saying he just got to the line of scrimmage there. So a gain of none.
It looked like he was going to get around the edge, but definitely great hustle by the Bandits to get to him and bring him down.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to bounce it outside again. You wonder if he might have been a little bit better off cutting it upfield after he broke that initial tackle and just getting that yard. But again, Wilkerson been a tough guy to bring down on the first tackle for the Bandits thus far. And they will go for it, will River City. Again, still in that pistol formation. Quarterback not under center. Back about 3 yards back of the center with Wilkerson behind. Drops back to pass, and that'll be incomplete. That'll be incomplete, and the Marshfield Bandits will take over, as the intended receiver on the play was Cody Finkston.
Definitely got some energy going with the Bandits now. Turnover and downs deep in their own territory. Definitely something that they can use as momentum going forward.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see what their offense, what the Bandits' offense has to offer here after that defensive stand. Stopping a team on 4th down does tend to do that. Give the team getting the stop that extra jolt, that extra juice of momentum. And we'll see if the Bandits can capitalize and get into a little bit of a rhythm offensively. Again, this is just the 2nd season the Bandits have been in action. So again, it's Williams in the backfield. Marshfield also in the pistol formation with 2 backs back there. Williams fakes the handoff, runs right, cuts up, and down for about a loss of maybe an inch or 2.
Yeah, not much there really on that play. Just smart to get down, get back to the line of scrimmage. Don't take an unnecessary hit on a play where there's really not much there.
Yeah, and you bring that up. Back in the scrimmage that I was here for, Williams did get hurt at the end of that game after taking a hit late in the game. He's a dual threat quarterback that can throw and pass. But like you said, always good to get down as a quarterback and avoid any unnecessary injury. But it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Bandits here. And Bandits in the shotgun here on 2nd and 11. Williams drops back to pass. Darts it over to the right side. Looks like a bit of a miscommunication there. Looks like his receiver ran kind of a skinny post, and maybe he was expecting a deeper route on that one. But nonetheless, incomplete, 3rd and 11.
Yeah, they find themselves in 3rd and long again. Definitely don't want to lose the field position battle right out of the gate here.
Yeah, and if you're the Bandits, you'd really like to see them get some more yards on 1st down. On some of those run plays, they're just not getting a lot of yardage. Like Williams lost the yard on that first carry. You'd like to see him get maybe 2, 3, 4 yards just to get some positive yardage going, so they're not constantly going backwards here. And it looks like Williams calling out an audible over to the right side to his receivers over there. And he drops back, steps up, throws it over down the right sideline, and incomplete. And it looks like we're going to have a defensive pass interference call. At least that's what I'm going to think it's going to be. It definitely looked like there was some contact there.
Yeah, Toby Mings, he wasn't even looking for the ball necessarily, but he was being held. So it doesn't really matter if he's, searching for that ball or not. If he's being interfered with, they're going to call it every time.
Yeah, it looked like it was Levante Higgins of River City there. It looked like he had a hold of his right arm there, where just wasn't able to make a play. So 1st down for the Bandits. And a big break there for the Bandits. They have been going backwards on all their drives, and they get a penalty there to try to get them some momentum here. And with the never mind. So 1st and 10 for the Bandits. Pitch outside, and ball is bobbled. It's loose, and River City's got it. So River City recovers the fumble there as Marshfield with the turnover. And it looks like
it's a number 1 Troy Young, it looked like, that recovered it.
Yep. It was Troy Young with the recovery.
Just a bad pitch to the outside, and it just kind of got mishandled. And it seems like so far what we've seen from the Bandits is they've been a lot bigger threat passing the ball than running. They've really struggled running the ball. But when they've been able to air it out, they've got guys open. They've got some nice penalties, but just haven't been able to really put it all together yet.
Yeah, they're really struggling to find a rhythm offensively for sure. And definitely they haven't found much in the run game, as we're going to have a quick water break. We'll take a quick break with them, as we'll be right back with about 4:46 to play here on Zaleski Sports right after this.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken of Marshfield has been voted Best Pizza in Marshfield 12 years in a row. With popular choices like broccoli, bacon, cheese, drunken chicken, or any of the 25 specialty pizzas, Scotty's is ready to earn your vote now at 715-384-8118. Choose Scotty's for pizza, chicken, subs, sandwiches, and more. Carry out, dine-in, and delivery. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118. Citizens State Bank of Loyal is your independently owned community bank with locations just a short drive or walk from where you work and live. Citizens State Bank of Loyal invites you to a banking relationship that will always put you first. Personal, business, and agricultural services provided by people that live just across town and around the corner. At Citizens State Bank of Loyal, we pride ourselves in our involvement in the communities we serve. See us today in Neillsville, Marshfield, Spencer, Granton, and Loyal. Citizens State Bank of Loyal, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. About 4:46 to play. It's 1st and 10 for the River City Rough Riders after the Bandits turned it over. And And handoff to Wilkerson. He breaks the tackle, cuts it upfield and down, but he will have the first down. Gain of about 12 there for Wilkerson, and Wilkerson has proven difficult to be taken down here in this one.
Yeah, and I mean, Toby Mings, he combined with his teammate and made a nice tackle, but yeah, well down the field, past the first down. OJ really showing the Bandits what he's about in this game.
Yeah, and it looked like on that run, like we talked about the other one he had earlier in the game where he was trying to stretch it outside. That one, he put his foot in the ground, he cut upfield, made a guy miss, and powered through some defenders. So big-time run there for O.J. Wilkerson. And River City looking to put one in the end zone and take advantage of the Marshfield Bandits turnover. Snap, handoff. And he'll take about 4 defenders with him, but he'll be down for about a 5-yard gain for Wilkerson. So Wilkerson will sub out for a bit as, I think I might have had the name around that one. I think that's 29 who is running there for, because Wilkerson just subs back in. So it was
Fonzie Ali.
I think it was Caden Hughes Hankerson. It was 25. That's what
25,
it was.
okay.
Yeah, my terrible eyes thought that was a 28, but now Wilkerson's in the backfield. But that was Caden Hughes Hankerson running the ball there for River City. Now the pass over into the end zone and caught for a touchdown as River City goes up 6-0 on that fade route out into the right corner of the end zone.
Yeah, it didn't even look like Javonte Williams was the intended receiver on that play, but it went right to him, and nice job getting this feet in bounds and getting the first points of the day.
Yeah, that was a great play. It was, again, Nate Samas on the throw, and he had some nice air under that throw, a lot of touch on that throw, and able to complete it and get the first points of this game. Again, River City up 6-0 now as they'll try for the extra point. And it's interesting in this league, it's similar to the NFL where they have this longer field goal about 15 at the 15-yard line, but if they would go for it, it'd be at the 2. So I always find it interesting when they go with the kick, especially when as that one is no good. So the kick is no good. It's 6-0. As we'll take another quick break and be right back after this with the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the first quarter right after this.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
Welcome back, everybody, as River City getting set to kick off, as they do, and as it is Jackson and, not Neil Ott back there. And he returns it, cuts it upfield. He's got some space as he runs down the right sideline. And Ott is going to take this one up to River City's about 35-yard line. So a big return there from Neil Ott, rather. From Neil Ott with a big return there to try and get this Marshfield Bandits team a spark.
Yeah, definitely what they needed after giving up that touchdown. It looks like there was a flag on the field. Looks like it's being picked up. Oh, sideline warning.
Yeah, we've heard in some of these Northern Lights Football League games, we do hear a lot of talking from the sidelines. And Marshfield,
on the Bandits, yes.
Yep, the Bandits sideline's going to get the warning here. As just trying to get things situated here. Got a couple canopies out here do the Bandits, where the players are kind of huddling under, trying to stay cool while they're not on the field.
Yeah, even see some guys from River Cities, taking their helmets off in between plays a little bit just to kind of keep themselves cool. It's just a really hot one out there today.
Yes, it is. It was about 85 when we got here at around 3. 91 degrees now, so continues to heat up as we have a stoppage of play as River City calls timeout.
They're lucky. It was really, they were just seconds away from getting that 12 men on the field, so having to burn another timeout. Now the second one in the second quarter, after having too many men on the field again, definitely not saving their timeouts before halftime.
Yeah, not great for River City, using a couple of their timeouts already. Definitely like to have those for late in the half, especially if you want to make one of those last minute drives to end the half and have your timeouts for that. But River City has used both, as you said, necessarily, as they were struggling to have the correct amount of players on the field. But we'll see if the Marshfield Bandits can capitalize on that big return from Neil Ott, as it was about, I think he fielded at about the 15-yard line, takes it all the way to the opposite, about a 50-yard return for Neil Ott, as the Bandits will have a chance to put some points on the board. 1st and 10. River City shows blitz, comes with a blitz, and throw over the middle, just about intercepted from Williams. As that was a risky throw. He tried to fit between two defenders.
Yeah, it looked like Darren Mackey just had it right in his hands, just couldn't complete the catch. But yeah, very dangerous pass. But that's really what's been working for the Bandits today, is the passing game. They've been able to get some guys open, get some timely penalties, but just putting it all together, making a full drive to tie up this game is kind of what they need right now.
Yeah, I think they had that one penalty which was good, but we have seen some struggles, though, with maybe some communication between the receivers and quarterbacks as well here today. Maybe just sometimes not quite on the same page. The Bandits just trying to find something offensively, you're right, just to get going. It's 2nd and 10. Williams calls out a couple audibles, as it was Anton Dorsey was the intended receiver on that play for the Bandits. Ernest Williams steps back, going deep down the right sideline and overthrown, as intended receiver there was DeAndre Houston once again. So again, Houston had a little bit of separation there. There were two defenders there, but just overthrown on that one from Williams.
And it looks like the Bandits are using Dan Featherson now in the backfield. Kind of a smaller back at 5'8", 200. But it looks like they're using him mostly as kind of a pass blocking running back. And it looks like they're sticking with the passing game, because that's really what's been working the best so far. But definitely not on this series yet.
Yeah, they gotta mix up something. They're struggling a little bit here. 3rd and 10. We'll see if they can get a pass going or get something going here on 3rd and long, as they've been stuck in these 3rd and longs in all 3 of their drives here. Williams drops back, runs out to his right, tosses it out, and looks like he just threw that one away, did Williams.
Yeah, he had, it looks like Peterson coming off the edge, almost unblocked, and he really had to really get that out, especially a left-handed quarterback. Kind of throwing to your left is definitely tough. And he didn't want to take the sack, obviously, because of their field position, but it looks like they're going to probably punt right here.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is really tough for a left-handed quarterback to roll right and try to make that throw. Same with a right-handed quarterback rolling left. Not a lot of guys can make those throws. Some of the only guys you see making those are guys like Mahomes, Rodgers, and Josh Allen type guys in the NFL making stuff like that. That's tough to do for any other quarterback. So incomplete there, and you're right, the Bandits are going to punt and try to pin River City back in their own territory. And the punt is away, caught, and will take it down the right sideline. A big return here. He's got space down the right sideline, and he's going to be gone. So, and he's doing a little some Madden celebration, it looks like there.
It looks like it might actually be coming back.
As
got a penalty down about the 35.
You're right, there is a flag down. It was Javonte Davis taking it all the way back to the house. Davis all the way to the house, but you're right, there is some yellow laundry out there on the field, and it is coming back. Okay, not sure the exact call, but I'm going to say holding or clipping, something in that area.
Yeah, David Dix was kind of the last line of defense as the punter and just couldn't get the edge, couldn't take away the edge from him, and would have been a touchdown, but with the penalty, yeah, definitely is quite a blow to such an explosive play like that.
Yeah, and if you're the Bandits, you definitely have to do a better job of taking away the sidelines in that situation. There was really nobody, like you said, that other than the punter as the last line of defense that closed off the sideline there, and Davis was just able to run all the way through, but penalty, so doesn't count. River City will start about at their own 20-yard line.
Looks like we got an injured player, Michael Yetzi's coming off the field under the help of a coach. Coming off a little bit gingerly here.
And hopefully he's all right. He'll take a seat on the bench, get checked out. Hopefully he is all right. But River City will look to put some more points on the board and extend this Rough Rider lead. Snap back, fake the handoff. Samus, screen, as he'll be down for about a 4-yard gain on the play.
It's like Jalen Hopkins on that run. Perfectly set up play. Just didn't have a ton of room. Had to break a lot of tackles to get to that spot.
Yeah, it wasn't perfectly blocked. The Bandits of diagnosing that screen there. And, yeah, it's interesting when you see a play action on a screen pass. That's always an interesting play design.
Yeah, a little bit of a wrinkle there.
Yeah. But it'll be second and about 4 for River City. They gave him 6 there. As handoff up the middle. And a first down for River City. That's gain of about 8 there on 2nd and 4. So I believe that was Hopkins again.
Yes, yeah, it looks like they're kind of going away a little bit on this drive from Wilkerson, and we're doing kind of a committee back with Hopkins, and it seems to be working. More of a shiftier running back, not as much bulk, but he seems to be getting the job done, especially even in the screen game.
Yeah, they clearly have depth in their backfield, and you got to think maybe some of this heat is playing in terms of that with players getting tired. Maybe they want to keep those running backs fresh back there. So one guy's not taking the whole load, which if you have guys that can do it, that's what you should do. So it's 1st and 10 for River City. Again, it's Hopkins in the backfield. And the fake to Hopkins. Samus rolling left, throwing, and high, and incomplete. As intended, receiver on the play was Cody Finkston. Second time Finkston's been targeted, incomplete both times. That one was just a little high for Finkston to get his hands on.
Definitely had him open out in the flat and just couldn't get it to him. Just a really kind of a tough break there.
Yeah, off-target throw, and maybe if you're Samus there, he was throwing on the run. He didn't have a lot of defenders coming after him. Maybe set your feet there, get your feet in order, and try to make a throw standing still. But we got 1.5 seconds left here in the first quarter. That snuck up on me, snuck up on us here, but 1 second left here for River City as it's 2nd and 10 for the Rough Riders. And in the pistol formation, once again, it's Wilkerson, I believe, back there now, and he breaks a tackle right on key, right up the middle. And about a 4-yard gain there for O.J. Wilkerson. And that'll do it for the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back. It'll be 3rd and 6 for River City when we come back.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Okay.
My water's getting warm. Yeah, it's definitely a warm one. I remember one time I left my phone in my car and it got so hot that the phone shut off to protect itself.
Yeah, I've had that.
I've never had that happen, just that one time. I was like, damn, I didn't know it was that hot.
Welcome back, everyone, as we get set to start the second quarter of play as River City leads Marshfield 6-0 to start the second quarter. It's 3rd and about 3 for River City. I think a generous spot by the refs on that run. It's Wilkerson up the middle once again. It'll be close. He's shoved back. I think he'll be a little short of the first down, and he will be. So Marshall doing a nice job of stuffing Wilkerson on that play. Some gang tackling there from the Bandits as a gain of nothing. It looks like maybe a yard or so. So we'll say 4th and 2 now for River City. At a 4th and 1, one of their past possessions, they went for it, got it, or didn't get it rather, went for it and were stuffed by the Bandits. So we'll see what they decide to do here on the 4th and 2. At about midfield.
Yeah, look, I mean, last time they elected to, instead of run it again, they decided to pass and it was incomplete. We'll see if they decide to run it this time.
Yep, and they will go for it. And it is Wilkerson back in the backfield. So like you mentioned, definitely a running back by committee for River City. And it looks like all of their running backs are capable of carrying the tote when need be. Against Samus. Hands off to Wilkerson, and he'll have the first down. So a gain of about 4 or 5 there for Wilkerson and a first down for River City.
Definitely showing some athletic ability, trying to leap over some of these defenders. Just got his legs taken out from underneath him, but great first down run.
Yeah, when you face it, it looks like River City, they've really been able to run the ball here today. And when you face a team like that, that's always tough because they just keep grinding you and grinding you and grinding you. And that really takes a toll on the defense when you keep pounding the ball up the middle, running the ball against them, especially with some big backs that River City has. And it'll be 1st and 10 for River City here at about the 40-yard line. Samus on the snap, fakes it, rolls out to his left, and he gets sacked. Sacked from behind on the play is Samus, as it was John Good with the sack on the play. Coming off from that left end spot, and that'd be outside linebacker spot, and getting the sack there. Samas didn't see him coming there.
Yeah, John Goody just coming right. I mean, it seems like as soon as they did the play action, he started coming off the edge, and it gave the defenders, more time to get around the edge. And that's the one risk you do take when you run play action, is giving those D linemen more time to get in the backfield, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and if you're River City, at least if I'm River City, I would just continue to pound the rock. Marshfield hasn't shown the ability to stop their run game thus far, and River City's pass game hasn't been quite as stout as their run game. But they'll drop back and pass once again. Throw out to the left. That one's complete, and I think that'll be a first down. It'll be close, and it'll be about a yard short. About a yard short out there as Samas completes that one.
It's like C.J. Woods.
Yep. Yeah, but a nice throw there. A little comeback route there on the left sideline from Samas to Woods. And they'll move it back a little, so about nope, they'll bring it back. So 2 yard. About 3rd and 2 here for River City. And again, I don't know what you think, Kevin, but I would be shocked if it's not a run here on 3rd and short.
Yeah, I would definitely be pretty surprised as well.
It does look like it's Wilkerson back there, and they do hand it to Wilkerson, and big hole up the middle as he bulls through a safety and gets taken down for about a 15-yard gain. Big run there from Wilkerson.
Yeah, just a really nice drive. River City's really starting to put together, just really ground and pound, and especially on a hot day like this, really wear out the defense.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that one there was a fantastically blocked play. It looks like Wilkerson had a huge hole to get through, and then he really didn't get touched till he got to the safeties of Marshfield there. So River City just doing a nice job up front, and their backs doing a nice job of reading holes, breaking tackles, and they're really, really wearing on this Marshfield Bandits front seven. Again, they're out of that pistol. Both these teams run out of that pistol formation most of the game as they drop back and pass, throw it to the end zone, and that one's going to be airmailed and incomplete, as that one was over the head of Demetrius Bennett was the intended receiver there.
Yeah, and I believe they're in the red zone from our vantage point. It looks like they're in about the 18-yard line.
Yep.
So, I mean, based on their extra point, they had enough distance on it, just not the accuracy. If they did have to settle for a field goal, it looks like they probably could.
Yeah, it looks like they had the power for sure. Their kicker had the power on it for sure. Again, accuracy was the question on that one. I think that it was wide left on that attempt, but we'll see if River City can punch in another one here. Again, still in that pistol. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, tight end to the left. And the handoff to Wilkerson. He cuts it back to the right. Nifty move. Cuts upfield, and he'll have about 7 or 8 yards there. Looks like they'll give him about 8 on the play. So another 8-yard run from Wilkerson, and that one wasn't quite straight ahead. He had to make an adjustment there at the line, and we do have an injured player. Is that... Not sure who that is. I don't think it's Wilkerson. But we have an injured player, so we'll take a quick break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free. That's right. Free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today.
I really got to understand what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? You know, do they make sure that you're comfortable? And, you know, that's what Shai has. It's the connection that he has, you know, my best interest in mind, always.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together towards a better life.
Welcome back, everybody. As it was Finkston injured on the play, Cody Finkston injured on the play for River City, but it seemed like he was all right. Came off the field, but it looked like he walked it off, and I think he'll be all right. So good news there for Finkston, as it'll be 3rd and about 4 for River City here in the red zone. Again, in that pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, tight end to the right, and receiver to the left. Drop back and throws it out to the running back and dropped. It was Hopkins. There's a bit of a high throw there over outside. Hopkins not quite able to gather it and come down with it. So incomplete. It'll be 4th and 4. And like you talked about, you think they'll go with a field goal here, or do you think they'll go for it here on 4th and 4? Because you wouldn't think they'd punt it.
I think after this long of a drive, you almost have to. I think you almost have to go for it and just try to punch this in. Worst case scenario, you pin the Bandits deep, but I would be pretty surprised if they. It looks like they are gonna go for it here on 4th and about. I would say just about 4 or 4.5. Yeah,
I agree. I think going for it is the right call if you're River City here. Again, you've had a great drive. Especially looks like they have Hopkins in the backfield now. So again, we're seeing a lot of switches being made in that backfield. A lot of different guys being back there, and that keeps them fresh and keeps them able to wear out this Marshfield defense. As Thomas drops back to pass, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Over in the left corner of the end zone. So River City turns it over on downs for the 2nd time today, and the Bandits with another big stop defensively.
Yeah, I mean, they had a guy open in the corner of the end zone, just couldn't complete it. And I think that's why I would kind of disagree with that call. I would have definitely ran it. I know it's 4th and long, or not 4th and long, I should say like 4th and medium, but I think you still can have that option of running the ball. The running game has worked. They've been able to get chunk plays. I would feel comfortable running in that situation versus trying to get someone open in the end zone on a short field.
Yeah, I would have put my money on the run game. The run game has completely controlled their offense. They've dominated in the run game, and you'd think they probably would have been able to get 4 yards. I mean, maybe they'd be a little short, but their pass game hasn't quite been on par with their run game. I believe they've only completed that one. They've only completed that one pass here today, and that was that touchdown. Their only touchdown was their only completed pass. So, yeah, I was a little surprised to see a throw to the end zone for sure. But Marshfield's going to take over after the big stop, and they're going to try to put some points on the board themselves. So again, it's Williams at quarterback in the pistol formation. 3 receivers to the left, as this one, he's going to be sacked. So Ernest Williams sacked. He looks like he had someone he was looking for over the middle of the field, but he's a left-handed quarterback, and the rush was coming from his left side, so just not able to get a throw off there was Williams.
I believe looks like they're about the 25-yard line, I want to say. Only loss of only 1 yard, luckily.
Yeah, just a loss of the one there. But again, Marshfield, throughout this game, they've continually been just going backwards on their drives. I'm not sure that have they gained positive yards on a first down yet. I don't think they have.
Not that I've seen. No.
It's either been an incompletion or a loss of yardage. So that's really been a struggle for them. And they haven't. I know their run game struggled early, but they might want to maybe just try to get it going at least on first down, just to try to get a couple yards to get yourself some just ahead of the sticks a little bit. As they drop back again, throw it over the middle, and it's caught. It looks like that is A.J. Schertz on the reception for the Bandits. So Williams with a completed throw there to Schertz. And about an 8-yard gain. No, that's a first down.
Yeah, really nice. It almost looked like it was tipped kind of just right into his hands. Big man tight end at 6'5", 240, with some really good hands too.
Yeah, and it looks like there've been some spots in the River City defense over the middle like that maybe Marshfield can take advantage of that. maybe with shirts or with some receivers coming over the middle as well. Maybe just kind of sitting down in the middle there and trying to find some gaps in that River City defense to get some completions, as that was the first pass completion for the Bandits today, other than the screen, which was a negative yardage. So I'll say first positive yard completion for the Bandits, as this is a handoff and a short gain. Looks like that was Neil Ott on the carry. So he gained about a yard, if anything.
It looked like the Rough Riders really had kind of a blitz coming off that left side, and they ran right into it. It would have been great if they would have been coming off off our, I guess from our vantage point, it's our left side, but from their side it would have been the right side. But it would have been great if the Bandits would have came out their left side, really beat that rush.
Yeah, no, definitely River City with a timely play call there, blitzing off that exact side that the Bandits were running towards. As Bandits will face 2nd and 10 here in their own territory. As they're in the shotgun here, it looks like Neil Ott in the backfield, joining Williams. Williams calling out an audible here. We have a whistle on the field and a timeout, or a false start. It is a false start, so Bandits with the false start. They'll move back 5 yards. And again, we've said this multiple times, but the Bandits just been going backwards a lot here today.
Yeah, I mean, I would still stick with the pass game. I think it's really seeming to work, and at least draw some penalties down the field. But yeah, you just definitely got to be careful with all these penalties. You don't want to get backed up too far.
Yeah, and I agree. They should stick with the pass game. What they might want to do to add a little bit of variation to that pass game, maybe get Williams rolling out on some of these throws. Maybe just get a little rollout to start off on the play. So if he wants to go and run, he might have some space to maybe that's how you get your run game going a little bit with Williams on the perimeter. But just a drop back here. As pressure coming, he rolls out left and throws it away. So it'll be 3rd and about 15 now.
And it looked like they had Jordan Vold McDrew actually behind the defense a little bit over the middle, but just couldn't find him, especially when you're rolling to your left. And he's, trying to. I saw him stick up his hand and say, "Hey, I'm open." Just not enough time to even really scan the field there to get a decent completion that possibly could have got them closer to the sticks.
Yeah, and there were some quick pressure there off that left side, and that's why I think if they get maybe a play action or just get him rolling on the sides to start off the play, he might get out of that rush a little bit. Maybe they can try that, and you might get your run game going a little bit there with the athletic Williams there at quarterback. But we'll see what the Bandits do here as Williams back there by himself. 3 receivers to the left. He drops back, and he gets sacked. No time there. As now we have a flag, and it could be on the hit. He may have hit the helmet of Williams. I believe that's going to be the call. We'll see. We'll wait for the official call here. It did look like Williams was hit in his head, his upper area.
I believe that would be an automatic first down, too.
I think it should be. It's definitely 15 yards, which it is 3rd and 15. But I think you're right. It might be an automatic first down anyways.
Oh, and they're throwing a second flag now, too. Unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's going to be 30 yards worth of penalties.
Yeah, so 2, and I believe, I think it was unsportsmanlike on the hit to the head, and then it was unsportsmanlike, maybe River City John a little bit after the play to the refs. As it looks like 40, we'll check the number on that, see who that is. Looks like it's James Washington. A little upset at the call. John with the ref teammates holding him back a little bit there. But Washington not happy, and it was Washington on the sack. It was Washington with the sack. So he's not happy with the call, and it's going to cost, like you said, should be 30 yards here with, it looked like double unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Yeah, and believe it or not, they're now in River City's territory at the 46.
Yeah, and that Marshfield's really struggled to get their offense going unless they've gotten one of these penalties, so River City really shooting themselves in the foot here with these untimely penalties that's given Marshfield first downs and big yardage. I mean, that pass interference earlier was about 30, 40-yard call, and this a 30-yard total. So we'll see if Marshfield can take advantage. It's Williams on the handoff, and big hole and a first down there.
Taekwon Hodges really just kind of the spark that they needed in the run game. The first real big positive gain here goes for about 12 yards. Kind of a nice step in the right direction for the run game.
Yeah, he had a lot of speed. Right as soon as he got that ball, he immediately cut that out the field. He looks like what you call one of those one-cut running backs where you just put your foot in the ground right away, you find the hole, and you just hit it. And sometimes those are the best running backs to have, who just find that hole right away and get through it as quick as they can. And that's what he did. Gained about 11 yards there on the play. So 1st and 10 for the Bandits as they got something going here on this drive. We'll see if they stick with the run game and stick with Hodges, or maybe add some variation, try to get the passing game going again as well. And it'll be a false start on the Bandits. Looks like it was on Houston there as he just took off running there, and just miscommunication on the snap count there. So seen a lot of penalties both sides here today.
Yeah, and looks like they're right about mid. Let's see, 46. Yeah, back to the 46 now, or about the 41, I should say. So yeah, definitely don't want to keep going forward and back. It's going to be. Looks like it's first down.
Yep.
Still first down.
Yeah,
yes.
still first down. False start before the play.
Yep.
So yep, first and 15 for the Marshfield Bandits. So they look to have a clean stretch of plays here. And it's Williams on the handoff to Hodges. He gets stuffed right away. Bounces out though, and will take it for about a yard gain, as that run was supposed to go right up the middle, but the River City defensive line just blocked that up right away. Hodges tried to bounce it out, just couldn't find much.
Yeah, and definitely a good job of making something out of literally nothing. There wasn't much there. Just kind of bounced off that scrum of players right up the middle. Got around the edge. Looked like he might have been able to make a little bit more, but he got what he could, and at least didn't lead to negative yardage, which they definitely do not need on this drive.
Yeah, and to your point, he would have been back for about a 5-yard loss there if he wouldn't have bounced that one out. And maybe Marshfield tries to maybe get some screen passes going to Hodges. He's shown to be a little bit electric there in that backfield for Marshfield right now. Maybe they try to work him in the pass game a little bit here, as we have about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. 6-0 River City leads, as Williams drops back. Toss it over the middle, and that throw just low on the throw over the middle from Williams.
Yeah, Nolan Metz really pretty much wide open right up the middle. Had him in stride actually too, just at his feet. Just really tough. It's a really tough catch if you're running away and then trying to pull your body back to the ball. Just definitely not a catch that he was able to make.
Yeah, that's one if you're Ernest Williams, definitely want to have back. If he puts that one right on the money, that there's a chance that could have gone the distance, as you mentioned. As you mentioned, Nolan Metz was running in stride. If that would have been put right on the numbers, he could have caught that thing in stride. Now we have a timeout by the Bandits, and we'll take a timeout with them. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this with the last 2 minutes or so of the first half.
Our nice weather is precious. Don't let mosquitoes stop your family from enjoying a minute of it. Prepare, prevent, and protect with Mosquito Escape. Call or click today.
Can't find what you want in a new summer ride? Settling for good enough just to have it now? Wait, don't settle. Irv's and Tomahawk and Power Pack in Marshfield have the solution. Custom order. Get exactly what you want by building your customized ride with us, and we'll place a special order with a manufacturer. That means the color you want, the package you need, and the new ride you deserve. Plus parts packages and financing packages with gear included. Irv's and Tomahawk and Power Pack in Marshfield. Don't settle. Get your custom order in today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to play here with about 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. The Bandits facing 3rd and 15 here, as in the pistol formation, 2 backs back there, fake the handoff to Ott. Now the screen to Hodges like we talked about, but an off-target throw there from Williams. And some of those screens are tough, because sometimes the quarterback thinks you're going upfield a little bit more. Sometimes the running back's bouncing it outside, but it looks like usually on the screens you do want to keep it lateral and not as much up the field. So it looks like Williams just missed Hodges there.
Yeah, and it's too bad. They kind of had a little bit of something going on that drive, and it looks like they're going to have to give it back to River Cities to give them their last drive of the, I'm assuming, of the half, unless there be a turnover.
Yeah, and important to point out, like we talked about, River City just with 1 timeout now. They used 2 of their timeouts already early on, so they do have 2 minutes and 33 seconds though here. As Marshfield will punt, and punt on the way, and it will be returned as made 1 man miss, now down at about the 10-yard line. It was Looks like that was Miguel Watson on the return.
Yeah, Jackson Ott, nice wrap up on that tackle. Definitely wasn't breaking out of that. Definitely probably their best punt coverage of the day so far. We've seen some pretty big punt returns by the Roughnecks, but not on that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Good coverage there from Ott. And with that, we're going to take a second to hear from our friends over at Fleet Farm. If you like Fleet Farm, you've got to sign up for Fleet Rewards. You earn points to save even more on things that you already buy. Plus, it's free to sign up. Start earning points today with Fleet Rewards. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. Full 66 years of business for Fleet Farm. Be sure to stop over at your local Fleet Farm and sign up for those Fleet Rewards. As River City is going to have another shot here with about 2 minutes left in the half, 2 minutes and 22 seconds to be exact, as the River City Rough Riders.
And they definitely have enough time to get down the field. They're going to have to hurry. They only have, like I said, they only have 1 timeout. But they definitely have some time to get down the field if they can keep up an up-tempo run game. Definitely at least set themselves up for a field goal before half.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things to look for here is River City's been running the ball really well all game, but in these situations you usually got to pass it a little bit to get down the field. Maybe not be able to have some big runs, but if they end up running the ball, then that time might start to chew down a little faster than they want. We'll see what approach they take, and if they can get their pass game going a little bit more here with 2 minutes to play. As looks like we had 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. We have four receivers set out there, and now we'll have a stoppage and a timeout from the Bandits. So the Bandits call timeout, and we'll take another quick break and be right back after this with the final 2 minutes 22 seconds on Zaleski Sports.
I had an employee at once ask me to prioritize family, faith, and business, and I put them in that order in particular. For each one of our employees, it's family first. You do what is best for you and your family. Then the rest of it will take care of itself. It's about making sure you make the best decisions for you and your family.
Welcome back, everybody. As we get set to start here with about 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the half. But first, we'll hear from our friends over at Draxler Transport. Draxler has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5-cent premium over van. At Draxler Transport, drivers are always home for their requested time off. Draxler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit DraxlerTransport.com to apply today. Big thanks to our friends over at Draxler Transport. As River City comes out about the same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Running back behind Samus back there at quarterback. In the pistol, takes the snap. They will drop back and pass, fakes it, and it's intercepted. So an interception for the Bandits and a touchdown for the Marshfield Bandits as they get their first points of the game, and it looks like that was Jordan Vald McDrew on the interception and the touchdown for the Bandits. So there for the Bandits to tie this game.
Yeah, just something I really didn't see coming. I saw that they were definitely playing press on defense, but in only just a single safety high. And I was a little bit worried about that because I had a feeling they could, attack deep, and they didn't. They kind of went for the screen, and it was actually perfect because the Bandits had everyone up in press coverage. All they had to do was just get in front of that ball, which wasn't too far away, and there's an easy 6 points.
And it's funny that you bring up the press coverage because Samus, the quarterback of River City, he pump faked that screen first, and it looked like he was going to go deep after that. He probably would have had it, but he looked like he pump faked and threw to the same place.
Yes,
which is never a good idea for any young quarterbacks out there. You usually do not want to pump fake to the receiver and then throw it to that receiver. But yeah, you're right. Marshfield in a perfect defense there with the press coverage to make a play on that.
Yeah, and something deep could have been really detrimental on that defense, just having that single high safety. You never know. So it was kind of surprising that they attacked short and definitely paid the price.
No doubt, and it looks like Marshfield is going to go for it here. So again, we talked about before, just a couple of yards you need if you want to go for it here. As they'll drop back to pass with Williams, rolling to the left, throwing, and short. He had shirts open, but short on the throw, so this thing will stay tied 6-6.
And that's the one thing they've really been struggling on is just getting these, short-changing these throws. They've had some guys open throughout the game, early, middle, and now to almost before half. They've had guys open, just can't quite get it to them. Just something they're going to have to work on moving forward. And it looks like he's even, patting his chest saying that's my bad. Definitely taking some responsibility for that throw. But, yeah, it's really great to, see them finally get on the scoreboard before half. And like I was saying, I thought this was going to be, the last drive of the game if there wasn't a turnover. Guess what? There's a turnover, and now we have points on the board for the Bandits.
Yeah, big play there, and you're right. Williams has struggled to get it all the way to his receivers. Just been a little short on some of these throws here so far today. But huge play there for the Marshfield Bandits to really swing this momentum all the way back into the Bandits' favor as it's now tied 6-6. As the Bandits have been really struggling to get anything going offensively all game, other than really penalties, has been how they've been driving the ball, and to get that interception and that touchdown is just huge for the Bandits and huge for Jordan Vald McDrew, who made the play there and jumped that route and got it as the wind starts to fly through here and knock all of my papers out in a way.
Yeah, just going back to the interception again, just great play calling on defense, and I think kind of poor play calling definitely on the Roughnecks. When you see a single high safety, not taking advantage of that, it looks like they're having a short kickoff that's going to go out of bounds.
Yep, so they kick it out of bounds, and that is a penalty. So River City's going to have great field position here to start their. Now it should be the last drive of the half. We'll see. But so River City going to have great field position here.
Looks like the ball is going to be coming out right to the 40, just like in the pros.
Yep, I believe it's similar rules. wind continues to gust through here. And I'll have a... Are we re-kicking?
Yeah.
So we're re-kicking.
I believe they're going to take the yardage on the kick and re-kick it.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
And it was a very short kick too, so maybe another opportunity for the Bandits to get a deeper kick, but definitely got to keep contained on those edges because the Rough Riders have really had struggled. Or the Rough Riders have done a really good job at blocking those edges and creating that wall on the return game.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see here how this coverage looks. Again, like you mentioned, River City has done a pretty great job in their return game all day. As we get set to kick, and the kick is away. And return up the middle, now bouncing out to the left, right on cue. No contain out there, and now finally is knocked out of bounds as it was Javante Davis out there. But again, as we mentioned, it just didn't seem like the contain was there again for the Bandits.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising after all the troubles they've had so far that they didn't quite have that, but at least they did get him down. Did kind of save that touchdown, especially right before half. You don't want to just give up an easy one.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But again, this is something the Bandits are going to have to work on heading into halftime, is their return coverage, because whoever's responsibility it is to contain that, it's just not happening right now, and all of River City's return men have been able to bounce it outside. You see they cut up inside at first, and then they start bouncing it out and curling that thing out.
And you don't want to have the kicker making all your tackles on special teams, and that was actually Dan Featherson making that tackle or forcing him out of bounds on that play. You don't want to see that very often in a game.
No, it's always a bad sign when your kicker's going, but River City with a chance here, handed up the middle, looks like to Wilkerson, and he's stuffed short. Looks like right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that will be at the 2-minute warning, I believe, here with about 1:57 to play. And with that, we'll take another quick break and be right back with the final 2 minutes right after this.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to play the last 1 minute and 57 seconds here of the first half, as we're tied up at 6-6 between the River City Rough Riders and the Marshfield Bandits.
Yeah, the Rough Riders have really great field position right at about the 30-yard line. Not very far to go with just under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and like we talked about before, they might have to pass more, but now they probably don't with that return. They could probably just run it here and still have enough time to score. We'll see what they do. We'll have a flag on the field. It'll look like it'll be a false start. And we're going to go false start. Didn't see a signal from the ref, but going to call a false start. I don't know what. Refs are not moving that yet.
Looks like it's offsides, actually.
So a delay of game. Delay of game was the call.
Delay game.
Yep. So delay of game on River City. Oh, you might be right. Thought he said delay of game. but they moved it up 5 yards. So we'll go with offsides. 2nd and 5 for River City. Fake the handoff, now throws, and an off-target throw there. That's been a common theme here today, both sides, some off-target throws. River City not able to capitalize there. And the intended receiver on the play was Miguel Watson.
Yeah, just kind of slipped on the grass out there, it looked like, but he was open, just couldn't keep his footing.
Yeah, he couldn't keep his footing, and throw was a little short, but yeah, you're right. If he might have been able to keep his footing, he may have been able to kind of dive back, come back for it, but not able to there as we sit at 1:53 here in the second quarter. In the pistol once again, one receiver to the right, one to the left. Two to the left, rather. Now drops back, throws deep to the end zone, and what a, about to say what a throw, but it looks like it was just overthrown as the receiver was open out there.
Yeah, Javonte Davis again, really making himself open and definitely a playmaker for these Rough Riders, just not able to really get the ball into his hands every single possession.
Yeah, he's created a lot of separation for sure, has Davis. And an interesting play calls there for River City. There was 2nd and 5, and they don't have that long to go to the end zone. You'd think they would have ran it, as there was a penalty on River City there, but Marshfield declined it.
Yeah, it looked like illegal formation. Smart decision to decline it, take it to 4th down. No reason to really give them that extra down from 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I'll be curious to see what the play call is here, if they go back to the air, if they try to run it for 5 yards, because as we've seen, River City has been pretty unstoppable in the run game and not so much in the pass game. And they will pass. Pass over to the sideline is caught for a first down. And what a move by Davis. So Davis with the comeback route on that left sideline. Again, we saw that a little earlier in the game. And he makes a little hesitation move, comes to the outside. What a move there by Davis.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really smart of them to go right back to Davis. I mean, he's been open pretty much all day. Just haven't been able to always get it to him. And he can really make some nice moves out in space.
Yeah, he has definitely shown that. He gets a lot of separation in his route running, so he's usually open, and he's shown the ability to make plays after the catch as well. So definitely got to keep an eye on, and the Bandits might have to try to take away here from River City here in the second half. Again, he's lined up at the far left outside receiver, as he has been most of the night. And we'll see what River City does here. Again, they got 1:40 with only about 10 yards to go, and they will hand it off, and he will get stuffed and now we have flags thrown and some unnecessary contact. Not sure who it was with the contact there.
It looked like James Washington, number 44, might have shoved
So it was
a Bandit player into another Bandit player.
So it was Washington, and he was the one that got into a little bit of an altercation with the referees earlier and had that helmet hit on Williams. So the second, I'm not sure what the rule is here, but he got the unsportsmanlike on him in the first part. I'm not sure if he gets another one, what the rule is there. The Bandits sideline was calling for him to be ejected, but it is unsportsmanlike conduct on Washington. And he is ejected. So Washington has been booted from this one for his second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and his day is done for River City.
Yeah, emotions running high for both teams. You know, we saw the sideline warning early on the Bandits. Now we've seen two unsportsmanlike conduct on the Rough Riders. It's been definitely a heated game, no pun intended, with the weather out here, but emotions really running high for both of these teams.
Yeah, and that's a good point, and the heat can cause some of that. You're playing in those pads, you're just sweating like crazy, and you're warmer than you can imagine, and you get a little aggravated sometimes out there, but nonetheless, Washington's day is done. with his second unsportsmanlike conduct.
And now it just makes that second and goal so much further back. So it just definitely was not a great penalty right there. They do have some time left to make up that ground, but definitely not something you want to push yourself deep back, or not, I shouldn't say deep, but further back into the Bandits' territory when you're on the basically 10 yards away from the goal line.
Yeah, because they're back, like you said, they're back over by the 20 now, so they got about 20 yards to go. Second and goal from the 20-yard line. It's not easy. And yeah, like you mentioned, time probably won't be a problem for them. What'll probably be the issue is downs. They'll run out of downs by the time they get there, but we'll see. And now you're probably going to have to pass if you're River City, which has not necessarily been their strength unless they're throwing to Davis. And it's play action. Deep throw down the left sideline is incomplete. And there was some contact over there by Davis, but looked like it was when the ball reached there at the same time with the contact. So incomplete, and it'll be third and goal from the 20.
And it looked like that might have been uncatchable as well.
It may have been.
It looks like we have an injured player also on the field.
And the Bandits sideline begging him to stay on the ground.
Yeah, they definitely
to get a breather or a drink or something maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't stay down and tries limping off the field, the refs will not stop play.
Yes.
And then the Rough Riders will be able to get another snap off and potentially, if there was 12 men on the field, get a penalty there, free play. Otherwise, there've been 10 men on the field, and you got an extra man that you don't have to account for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. The Marshfield sideline definitely calling for the player to stay on the ground. I didn't see the number on that. It might be Hodges. I want to speculate.
Yes, I believe it was him as well, and he was doing his best to get to the sideline as fast as he could, but there's no reason to have to, rush yourself off the field if you're injured. The referees will call timeout, and you will, there's no penalty for going down for an injury.
Yeah, and we've seen Hodges make a couple plays for the Bandits offensively. What do you think if he's not able to come back? What do you think that loss means for this Bandits team?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a huge playmaker on both sides of the ball. So, I mean, it's definitely, hopefully it's not a real terrible injury, and hopefully he's able to come back.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated as we find out information about that and the pass is over on a slant route. It looks like it was to Davis again, I believe. So they just keep going back to him, and why wouldn't you with how he's been playing? As we'll have it will be short of the first down marker, though. Obviously, it's fourth and goal now.
But it's like a timeout by the Bandits to try to get the ball back, I believe. I would be pretty shocked if it was actually a Rough Riders timeout because,
yes.
You want to be the last team with the ball.
Yes.
So I think the Bandits want one more shot at this with just under a minute to go.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And it was not Hodges that got injured there. That was our mistake. We'll get you the player on that as soon as we find out.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I believe it was Jesse Clenny.
Yep, it is Jesse Clenny, number 20. Yep.
Yes.
So it's Jesse Clenny down with the injury on the sidelines. As the Bandits come out onto the field and gear up defensively. And we'll have a false start on the Rough Riders, so that's going to make it a little bit tougher for them to try and score here. And again, another penalty.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to try the hard count, on the Bandits, and it actually got themselves. I saw the running back kind of flinch and an offensive lineman. I think everyone's a little bit anxious to get this play off, and sometimes the hard count can work against you in that instance.
Yeah, no doubt. Every time you try to run that hard count, you always run the risk that your own team's gonna jump, and you got to have a disciplined team that knows the snap count, obviously, to be able to do that, and not that there for the Rough Riders.
Got Davis out to the left again, out wide.
We'll see if they go there. I would honestly be shocked if they don't. If they don't go deep to Davis here. It's 4th and goal from about the 15. And he tucks and runs but throws over and incomplete. And it was Davis who was targeted there, but incomplete. So the Bandits will take over with 54 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, just an amazing stop there after getting the ball about the 30-yard line, kind of back and forth with the penalties and the yardage, but a great stand there to really it looked like a very promising drive that was going to end in some points, maybe even a field goal, but just a great defensive stand to keep this game tied. Either going into halftime or potentially taking a lead here before halftime.
Yeah, no doubt a great stand there by the Bandits, but have to point out the unsportsmanlike conduct by Washington, really having a big play on that drive. It put them back to 20 yards to go to the end zone, and that's just tough to overcome if you're River City. So both these teams have kind of shot themselves in the foot with some of these penalties and plays, but we'll see what happens here as the Bandits have about 90 yards to go here to score a touchdown with 50 seconds to go, and I don't think they have a timeout. They might have one. As first pass is incomplete over on a screen attempt to that right side. So 2nd and 10 here for the Bandits.
Just over 50 seconds left. So, yeah, it's going to have to be some quick passes to the sideline. You get out of bounds, save as much time as you can, and get down the field quick. Or they could take another route since I believe the Rough Riders only have one timeout left. They could run this out potentially, but I believe they're probably going to try to look to score here before halftime.
Yeah, I think they'll look to score. They could run it out, but I think they're going to take one last shot here at some point. I'm going to expect a deep shot at some point here, unless they just decide to dink and dunk down the sidelines all the way down the field. But, again, only 50 seconds left. So it's Williams alone in the backfield. Drops back, steps up, throws out, and overthrown. Overthrown there on the play, and another incompletion. So we're down to 47 seconds now. So they're not taking time off, but they're not hitting yards right now either.
Yeah, and Vold McDrude open again, sort of towards the sideline and just couldn't quite, it was a little bit rushed too. There was pressure. And that seems like to be the real issue with the quarterback. With the pressure, it's really caused him to throw a lot of incomplete passes. Understandably so, but he definitely doesn't seem very comfortable throwing on the run.
Yeah, Williams had a lot of pressure on him today. And when he seems to get out of the pocket and move, he's not quite being precise enough with those throws today for sure. But we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 10 for the Bandits. And the snap, Williams, hands off, and no gain, or about a gain of 3, we'll say, on the play. It looked like it was Neil Ott there on the carry. Of 3 as the clock will run, and I believe the Bandits did that just so they can run this clock off.
Yeah, I think a really smart move just to take this to halftime. You don't want to have to punt it right back to the Rough Riders.
And I agree. I think also with some of the pressure we've seen on him, on Williams, you don't want to risk a turnover here at this point in this place on the field. But I do think they'll have to run another play. I might be wrong. Yes, they will. So they'll have to call a timeout, and then, I don't know, maybe they'll run around and throw it up or something. There's 6 seconds left on the clock, and we'll keep it here. And so I guess overall, in this game. It's tied 6-6. What have you seen so far in tonight's game as far as from both teams and why we have the score we do?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball by both teams. Penalties kind of galore. A lot of preventable penalties. You know, we've seen unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that have tossed a player from the game. We've just seen kind of a lot of false starts, even in offsides actually on the Bandits. So it's just been a lot of kind of penalty-ridden. But we have seen some flashes from both teams. I think they both have the potential to really get down the field. They just can't seem to get it together. And I think the reason why we haven't seen much on offense from the Bandits, it's just they haven't been able to connect from receiver to quarterback very much. So it's just been really tough for them to get much going outside of penalties to get them down the field. We did see that small spark on offense on that run play, but we haven't seen much from the run game since. So it's just kind of indicative of, you know, turnovers have been big in this game, and that's the only reason right now that they're on the scoreboard. But sometimes when you're playing an undefeated team, just keeping it close like this is good enough to, you know, give yourself a chance in the third and fourth quarter to win it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Both teams clearly have some talent at skill positions, no doubt, but just can't stop from beating themselves really on both sides. And that's why we're kind of at 6-6 here with 6 seconds left, and I'm going to guess Marshfield's going to snap it and just maybe are they going to punt it? Otherwise, I would think they maybe snap it to Williams, have him run around for a couple seconds and throw it out of bounds. But it looks like the punting unit's out there, I think. And there's a lot of confusion here, I guess. I don't know, the referees trying to figure this out.
So they're going to bring in the coaches as well into the fold here. They might just call it a half, it looks like.
I'm not sure how that make. So they're going halftime, even though there's time on the clock. I don't know why a timeout was called, but okay. So 0 seconds, halftime here today. So at the end of the first half, Marshfield Bandits and River City Rough Riders are tied up at 6. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with the second half in about 15 minutes.
It's time to meet the Bandits, sponsored by Grassland Dairy. Grassland Dairy, exciting, rewarding career opportunities available now at grassland.com. Emmanuel Span, Toby Mings, Meet the Bandits, version 3.0 this year. So Coach Span, let's start with you. Talk about football history a little bit. Prior to this year, just go back to the beginning and tell us about how you started in football.
Oh man, my uncle got me in when I was about 5. Started with Pee Wee, worked my way up to high school. Got a little bit of recognition. Got to get a couple of offers for some D1 schools. I went to Marshall University in West Virginia. Played ball there for 5 years. Got here and played arena ball and lacrosse, and just have been looking for an opportunity to get into coaching, and started doing that this year with the Bandits.
Marshall, home of Randy Moss.
Yes, sir.
Come back to that later on, maybe.
Yeah.
Toby Mings. Tell us about your football life.
Very short. I first got on the field 2 years ago in flag football. Joined through Jeremy. Last year, played 2 games, and then I was out for an injury. So officially, this is my 8th football game of my career.
That is, that's quite a story, right? And we'll come back to coaching in just a minute. We'll kind of snake back and forth here. But so you were on the team last year.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that, and then what about that experience caused you to come back this year?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a team experience last year because it was short. Outside of practices, we had 2 games, and last year was crazy because of COVID. We could not, it was a struggle to get anything going because we had leagues falling out, teams falling out. Scheduling was a mess, trying to get fields, everything was just up in the air. So it was fun, but what really brought me back was I found a love for football. It's very strategic. I just love the entire sport and playing it. just took it to that next level. And for me, part of it was I had not played football ever in my life, so I did not want to miss an opportunity while I still could.
So Coach Span, tell us about that, right? I mean, you talked about your playing days a little bit, and now coaching. How is that different from being on the field on game day?
It's a lot different when you're used to being on the field so much, and then you just wanting to just run on the field, and because you see something and you just want to run out there. But you got guys like Toby and Ernest Williams at quarterback. They make it a little easier for me when you can communicate with them and kind of get your vision into them and kind of know what they want you to do and go from there. So they've made it real easy for me, being that this is my first year coaching and being receptive to the offense and the game plans we go in with every week.
First year coaching, 2-1 on the season. Game against the Rough Riders this year. To my understanding, Rough Riders are kind of a mystery. Coming in, one of the few teams that y'all haven't had a chance to really have a look at on film yet. So what does that do for you as a coach, in game prep? How do you go about preparing for a team that you maybe don't know a whole lot about?
Just going off of what we can get a hold of, any film from last year when they played, which we know players change, but defensive schemes may not. So just trying to learn what I can from what was available to me, and going from there, knowing what we can do offensively versus what they like to do defensively, and going from there and trying to use that strength against them and work in our favor. So we kind of just try to pick that and kind of roll through that and try to get a win on Saturdays.
Toby, tell us a little bit about football planning as a player in amateur football. You get to practice just once a week, and the rest of it, you got a full-time job, you got other stuff going on. Just give us like a look at a week in the life of an amateur football player.
I haven't worked out as much as I should, but a lot of it is mental. And you can ask my wife this, and I am blessed. I do have a full-time job, and my wife lets me play as many sports as I want, and there's no worries about that. But I think for me, it's a lot more mental. I am constantly looking at not just game film, but also like tips and training and different drills and things like that. It's gotten to the point where about 75% of my Instagram feed is nothing but wide receiver drills and training. So it's doing a lot of that and a lot of mental preparing too. A lot of mental preparing.
Coach Span, last one for you. Coming into the community here, getting to learn about folks, and one of the things I noticed right away was all the people that come out to support the Bandits, especially here at home. And it's a good show being put on. There's lots of stuff for families, kids to do, all that kind of stuff. Any one or two kind of things that have stuck out to you coming into the Bandits community?
Like you said, that commitment, because like you said, with it being amateur football, these guys aren't getting paid, to play the game. They're actually volunteering their time, and, the commitment for that, and then, the community supporting them is really, really, really great. Whereas, you see some other teams where they're not as fortunate as us, and, they do have guys showing up, but that support that you need from the community is not there. So very blessed to be a part of something like this, and, a community that's already had this team before, and kind of getting it into the right direction, and competing in games, winning more games than last year, and playing better overall in games and actually competing in them, and not getting the doors blown off us, and that ultimately is the goal, to go out there and try not to put on too bad of a showing. But like I said, we've got some guys that have shown commitment, coming to practice, taking advantage of those one-day opportunities we do have, and making the most of those. So I think that's why we have been successful so far, and I'm hoping to continue to see more success throughout the season.
Yeah, Toby, same kind of question for you. I think back to last year, the first few home games, the place was packed. And granted, there wasn't a whole lot else going on, but still, everybody came down and cheered. And now this year, 2 regular season wins, a preseason win. You've eclipsed last year's win total already, just a few weeks into the season. Tell us about fan support and how much that means to you and the other guys on the team.
It means a lot. I'll be honest, when I'm in game, I flip a switch. Even I don't know anyone's behind. I'm completely laser focused. But I will say, after the game, your videos, the YouTube Live, I have a lot of people that have watched, not just from Marshfield, but from Wausau as well. But in particular, I think I haven't been around Marshfield very much, but everyone is very welcoming, and obviously this place has been great for letting us use the field Yeah, it's been pretty nice.
Coach Emmanuel Span, wide receiver Toby Mings, good luck today. And hope you enjoyed this edition of Meet the Bandits.
Thanks. Hopefully you put it on the show.
Absolutely. Go Bandits.
Sponsored by Grassland Dairy. Grassland Dairy, exciting, rewarding career opportunities available now at grassland.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start this second half of action as the Marshfield Bandits are tied with the River City Rough Riders. And a lot of mistakes in that first half. Pretty solid defense. The Marshfield's only points are a defensive touchdown. I guess, what are you looking to see here out of both teams this half?
Yeah, I think for the Bandits, I just want to see more offense and more productivity out of the passing game. There's been some flashes, just haven't been able to put it all together. And then I would say for the Rough Riders, just kind of not shooting themselves penalties. They've had great field position all day, basically. Special teams have been good. They've just had a lot of penalties calling those big special teams plays back, and then getting down inside the red zone and then getting pushed right back out by penalties. So it's just really been frustrating to watch the Rough Riders offense not be able to be productive, because they have the potential to really score. I mean, they scored 88 last week, and they just haven't been able to get it up this week. But there's definitely potential for them to kind of run away with this still. But I think the Bandits are putting in a really good effort and keeping this game close into the second half now, and just giving themselves an opportunity to knock off an undefeated team.
Yeah, I think frustrating is the right word to use for both teams with those penalties. They just keep kind of kicking themselves and hurting themselves with those, and we'll see what the second half looks like here, as it'll be the Bandits kicking off as they receive to start the game. And the kick is away. That one's short and off to the left and out of bounds once again. So we'll see what they take here. Last time they just took the yards and made them re-kick. We'll see if the same is done here. Maybe that's just the, I believe that's just the rule. It's just taking yards back and re-kicking it. So we shall see what this kick looks like here this time. As it's Dan Featherston kicking.
And he's had
for
some
the
really
Bandits.
Yeah, and he's had some really nice tackles to save some touchdowns in this game already.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you don't always want your kicker making the tackles, but he has done so, as it's returned by Davis. Davis had a big game as he gets to that edge again, close to at least, and we have a flag down on the field as the wind continues to knock over everything that I own here.
It's just been a hot and windy day.
Yeah.
Just kind of a very rough combination. The wind feels good, but it also feels kind of dry and hot as well. It's not a real big relief to us up in the stands or the players down on the field.
Yeah, not the best football weather. Let's just say that. It's got to feel like it's about 120 under full pads and a helmet. So not great there, as we have someone injured player for the Bandits being helped off the field. That's Matthew Erickson being helped off by some teammates there. Looks like he'll hopefully be all right, able to walk it off. So again, it'll be the Rough Riders looking to find some momentum here. And it's Samus on the snap. They pass, and it's caught and down. So about a 20-yard gain there, as the pass was caught by C.J. Woods, the receiver, as it's his first reception on the day. I believe the first reception of the day for someone not named Javonte Davis for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, and it's nice to see them getting some other receivers active in this receiving game. I mean, it's definitely, there are some guys open. Just got to keep connecting with these guys and put this ball in the end zone.
And they're going hurry-up offense here. They hand it off to Wilkerson and gains a few yards there. To about 4 yards, just about at the goal line there. Just inches away from the goal line, or from the down marker at least, about 7 yards to go. Samus makes an audible there. Steps back, snaps, and it'll be a pass. Pump fakes, throws, and caught for a touchdown. They call it a touchdown, and it's Davis again. So Javonte Davis with the touchdown and puts River City up 12-6.
Looks like we're having an official timeout for an injured player on the field. Now he's getting up.
And he's struggling to get off the field. He's going to come back down. I don't see a number yet. We'll take a quick break. We will take a quick break and be right back after this. Once this gets resolved here on Zaleski Sports.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
From First Contact at Dental Clinic of Marshfield, their dentists are committed to your individual attention and...
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start. About 13 minutes to play here in the third quarter as River City with the extra point. It was Adamczyk with the injury. He came off the field. Hopefully he's all right. And extra point is no good. And again, if it were me and I could get to the 2-yard line and just go for it, that would be my strategy.
Yeah, instead they go for the extra point and miss it pretty badly too. Ends up in the sand over by the volleyball courts, and now we're just another 6-point lead again. That's about as far as they've been able to stretch it. The Rough Riders have been today. We'll see if this is kind of a halftime adjustment that continues throughout the second half, or if this is just kind of another flash in the pan for the Rough Riders. And then another interesting thing is to see is how will the Bandits respond after this quick touchdown right after half. It's still hot out there. Even though we're approaching about 6 o'clock, it's just going to be hotter and hotter, so they're going to have to keep hydrating, and the defense is going to have to keep some energy because it's going to be a grinding second half.
Yeah, and another thing is the Rough Riders were able to get their pass game going there to somebody other than Davis. So that's something to keep an eye out for. If they can get their pass game going, they're going to be tough to stop with how potent their running game has been throughout that first half. And it's a good point. We'll see how the Bandits are able to respond here. Again, the Bandits have not done a lot offensively. They haven't scored offensively yet. Their 6 points it was a pick 6 defensively that they had. So haven't scored yet offensively. We'll see if they can turn that around here.
Yeah, the defense literally keeping them in this game.
No doubt about it. And it'll be River City kicking off. This looks like we're ready to go, and the kick is on the way. And it's a deep kick, a very nice kick, and a reverse. And he's got some space. As it's Ott with a nice little return there. Gets about to the 40, just short of the 40 it looks. About the 38 or so.
Yeah, Jackson to Neal right there on the reverse, and definitely a really good look. I know I heard someone yell out, let it go into the end zone and get the touchback, but hey, when you have an opportunity to return it and you've got sort of a trick play drawn up, why not do it?
Yeah, beautifully executed there with that reverse. A nice little adjustment and change there from the Bandits to get a little bit of a spark there on the return game. So the second time today we've seen the Bandits with a nice little return. The return games for both teams have been pretty good today. And we'll see if the Bandits can ride that out and get something going offensively here. Because as we've mentioned, the times where they've gotten yardage have really been because of River City penalties thus far, have been when they've gotten yardage. As the handoff to Hodges, and he looks like he just shot out of a cannon out of the backfield and gains about 9 yards there, just short of the first down. So Hodges again just shot out of a cannon out of that backfield.
Yeah, Taekwon really just shooting through that hole and kind of carrying defenders with him. I could see the Rough Riders trying to get their sideline, trying to get that defense energized, and definitely did not work on that play.
No, it didn't, and I'm thinking we might see a lot more of that. So it's Williams under center now is an important thing to point out. He was under center there. He was back in the pistol formation all first half, so that is a change we've seen here this half for the Bandits, with Williams, the quarterback for the Bandits, under center now. And they're going to get it to Hodges again on the pitch. Makes a man miss and gets stuffed. Nowhere to go there. Tried his best to make a man miss. Loses about 4 or 5 yards. 5 yards it looks like there.
Yeah, and I like the idea of kind of feeding Hodges. You know, I mean, if he's hot, you know, time to go to the running back. I know their bread and butter has been the passing game today, but you know, you got to try to mix it up. And you know, this is a nice hot day to really pound the ball and make the defense work inside. But it does look like they're going to probably have to go back to that passing game at some point.
Yeah, I agree that it's good to get Hodges the ball. He's been the hot hand, and he just subbed out, and it was Neil Ott coming in for him. So we'll see if they try to stick with more of a running approach, or if, like you said, they transition into passing the ball a little bit more. We'll see as this half moves along. About 11 and a half minutes to go here in the third quarter. And back in shotgun now are the Bandits. As it's Ott back there. Williams on the snap. Steps up, pressure right away, and sacked. And it seems like that pressure has came from the edges today.
Yeah, I mean, we see just immense pressure. The tackle's just not quite getting quick enough off the line of scrimmage. And I believe that was Troy Prill with the sack and Akeem Peterson. Akeem Peterson also had a pressure earlier today. It's just been, those edges have been really tough to contain, and that's really causing tons of pressure on your quarterback, and then he's making some, you know, not as great throws on the run. So definitely going to have to block those edge rushers. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day passing the ball.
Yeah, and with that edge pressure, you might see the Bandits maybe bring a tight end in to help block over there, or bring a running back up, a receiver over, to just try to help with those defensive ends. The Bandits have struggled blocking those defensive ends and outside linebackers of River City all night. As Williams drops back, throws it over to the sideline, and caught. Caught over on the sideline, as that was Toby Mings on the reception for the Bandits. So nice little completion there as Marshfield looks to kind of keep this going and get going. It will be fourth down. It'll be fourth and short for the Bandits.
Yeah, and Mings also plays defensive back. So, I mean, a lot of these guys are playing both ways. It's got to be really tough on them today with just the heat and the humidity to be playing both sides of the ball.
Yep, and it'll be about 4th and 4 here for the Bandits. As again, they just try to get some sort of rhythm going offensively here today. It's been tough for them to find. Williams drops back, steps up, and is sacked. The pressure in there immediately again on Williams, as he's going to lose about 5 yards there, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Bandits. River City will take over on offense.
You know, and I think Ernest kind of, you know, panicked a little bit. He kind of stepped into the pressure, believe it or not. I know he was trying to get away from the edge rushers, but he kind of stepped into it. And if you would have kind of bounced it off to his left, there was a little bit more space for him to, you know, buy more time downfield. But definitely just not a great series for the Bandits.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he did step into it, and a lot of that probably is maybe he's expecting pressure to be there, even if it's not, because the pressure has been there all game. And so sometimes as a quarterback, when you're getting hit all game, you just expect it to be there and think you got to run right away. And I think that might have been what it is. I agree. He looked like he stepped up, ran up into the pressure on that one.
Yeah, and I believe they call that happy feet. It's just kind of getting those feet just kind of, you know, you can kind of feel, you just kind of start getting, seeing ghosts a little bit, and the feet just start moving faster.
Yeah, as River City hands off to Wilkerson. He's got a hole as he's powering through. He just won't go down, and finally he does, as he was taken for about 20 yards all the way to the sideline there. Tough guy to bring down is Wilkerson as he gains about 5 yards, and we look like we have another injured player for the Bandits. So Bandits have had quite a few players go down here. That's the third one, I believe, to go down with an injury, as we don't see a number here right now. While he's down, we're going to take a quick break and be right back when this gets resolved right after this.
From first contact at Dental Clinic of Marshfield, their dentists are committed to your individual attention and strive to provide personalized oral health care. They work hard to create the ultimate stress-free and comfortable dental experience. It is their mission to educate and provide the patients with the best dental care in central Wisconsin. Whether you're looking for information on implants, teeth whitening, crowns, orthodontics, dentures, or any dental service, Dental Clinic of Marshfield has it for you. You can book your appointment online at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com or give them a call at one of their 3 locations in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neillsville today.
RoofTech LLC specializes in commercial roof coatings and spray foam. RoofTech also services the entire state of Wisconsin. That's right, from La Crosse to Milwaukee, Eau Claire to Green Bay, Superior, Marshfield, Kenosha, Madison, Sheboygan, and everywhere in between. RoofTech uses superior systems that can fully restore just about any roof in Wisconsin. RoofTech is offering modern solutions for your roof's data dilemmas. See RoofTech online at rooftechllc.com or RoofTech LLC on Facebook. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires at Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Valley Communities Credit Union wants you to know that buying a home has never been easier. With mortgage rates as low as 2.49% APR, financing your home has never been more affordable.
With Valley Communities Credit Union, we have low closing costs, local servicing, and underwriting.
We will make it simple and secure from beginning to end.
You can come back.
Call, click, or visit one of our 5 locations.
And let our team show you why membership matters at VCCU.
Welcome back, everybody. As it was Keith Clater on the injury. He had to be carried off the field, so best wishes to him. Hopefully he's all right and he can get that figured out and have a quick recovery for Keith Clater as River City faces a 2nd and 4. Again, it's Samus with a snap, fakes the handoff, throws it over to Davis, I believe, and he's making a miss after the catch. It's Davis. And now he's down. So Marshfield continues to struggle with covering Javante Davis.
Yeah, and it really, if number 34 Austin Steins doesn't make that tackle, yeah, he could be dancing in the end zone right now. He was just breaking ankles out there on his way to the end zone, but just nice shoestring tackle by Steins to prevent the touchdown.
Yeah, and River City coming out with this hurry-up offense here this half. They're not huddling. This no-huddle offense. So an interesting adjustment. We've seen a couple adjustments each side. Marshfield been going under center more. River City been going hurry up here to get these offenses going. As they hand it off right up the middle and short of the goal line. About a 20-yard gain there, as I believe that was not Wilkerson, as that was Caden Hughes Hankerson. It was Hankerson on the carry for River City. As again, so we've seen these 3 run. We've seen Hankerson, Wilkerson, and Hopkins all get time in the backfield for River City, as they've all been productive.
Oh, fumble
and
snap.
a low snap, and he'll be sacked. So avoiding a really bad result there was River City on the low snap. Nice job there by Samus to get on that ball. Nate Samus, quarterback of River City. So he got on that, and a couple yard loss there, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to turn over this deep in Bandit territory. I mean, you've got to take advantage of this field position. I know I've been kind of saying that all game, but they just haven't really been able to do it. And a turnover down here would just be gut-wrenching, especially when you have a chance to go up by 2 scores.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job of getting it down into the red zone, but like you said, they've really struggled to really punch it in. They haven't been able to do it, which is surprising considering how great their run game has been throughout the game. You would think they could just run it and punch it in there, but some penalties, as we've been talking about all game, have hurt them as well. Again, in the pistol. And the handoff to Hankerson, and he makes a little jump cut and breaks another tackle. And he'll have a few yard, about a 7-yard gain. We'll say 8 yards. About an 8-yard gain there for Hankerson. And brings up a 3rd and 4. Or a 3rd and 6 for River City.
Yeah, you wonder if this is 4-down territory for them as well. We haven't seen a field goal by either team other than just the extra points.
And they have missed both extra points, so I would think this is 4-down territory. As they're going with the hard count there, nobody jumps. Now Samus sets back to throw over to the right side in the end zone and overthrown. Inaccurate throw there from Samus. And what do you think of that play call there? The pass, or would you have ran it on that one?
Yeah, I was thinking run again. But, the pass game has been working recently for them. They've been able to get Woods in there, Davis obviously. But it seems like they've been getting that passing game going, and now it looks like they're going to put out the field goal unit.
An interesting call there. They're going with the field goal unit. Again, they've missed both extra points thus far. This is a little closer than the extra point has been. And another update, Keith Clater is walking around on the sideline now for the Bandits, so he seems to be all right, so a good sign there. Good sign there for the Bandits.
Yeah, it looked like they were also taping up his foot, and
yep.
It's good to see him back healthy.
We've got a little limp there, but it looks like he's walking pretty well. May see him back on the field, you would think. And they are going to kick the field goal as River City. And the field goal is good. So it was there for River City as they get the field goal to go, and they go up 15-6 on the Marshfield Bandits. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Bandits' offensive possession right after this.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970, in 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G, plus no activation fees. So you can stream, capture, and post without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northside Computers is Marshfield's U.S. Cellular store. Visit us on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for the latest Samsung, Apple, personal cellular devices, tablets, and more.
Welcome back, everybody, as about 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. River City just kicks a field goal, goes up 15-6 on the Bandits. So River City comes out with 9 straight points to start this half as they kick off. And that's Ott on the return, trying to find some room on the left edge here and doesn't find it. As a modest return there for Ott. It's about the 38 yards, so nice return there. Nice blocking there from the Bandits, but about the 38-yard line is where the Bandits will start this possession. But River City starts this half off with 9 straight points in their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, it's just definitely, it seems like almost a little bit of a different ball game now, and more efficient, less bad penalties. We haven't seen any unsportsmanlike conducts this half so far, so they're playing a lot cleaner on those Rough Riders sideline, and I think maybe just making some halftime adjustments, getting on page with the receivers really helped.
Yeah, and it has definitely been a more cleanly played half, at least so far, through the first 10 minutes. And another thing, River City have been getting their pass game going, but the Bandits look to answer here. We'll see what they have in store. It's Williams on the handoff to Hodges. Hodges breaks the tackle, tries to get to the edge, not quite able to get there, and is going to lose about 4 yards on that run.
Yeah, their running game's just been so hit or miss today. It's been a pretty decent size first down runs, or it's just basically nothing. There hasn't been much. There haven't been any home runs. There really hasn't been any medium-sized runs. It's kind of like your average runs and then nothing. Nothing really consistent.
Yeah, and they seem to transition to a lot of these outside runs these past few. And you got to think, it seems like Hodges is one of those one-cut running backs like we talked about before, where he puts his foot in the ground and he can just go. Maybe they might want to look to running it up the middle and between the tackles a little bit more here. But Williams will pass here, throws, and it's caught at the line of scrimmage, at the original line of scrimmage, and he'll stay there. So a gain of about 1 or 2, and that'll be right back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little more. It's 3rd and 9.
And another thing, I think, with running the ball, as you see those defensive linemen crash on the edges, maybe just kind of exploiting that and getting in between that tackle and guard on each side and getting right through that hole that's going to be created naturally by the defensive end coming out wide.
Yeah, you might have a situation where you start off inside on that run, and then since those outside guys are going to be so far up the field, you can cut it outside. So we'll be on lookout for that, but they'll pass here with Williams. He throws it over, short pass, as that will go nowhere. But a maybe 2-yard gain there on the play, as that was Jordan Vald McDrew on the catch, as it'll be 4th and about 5 here for the Bandits, or 4th and 2 rather. Okay, no, we'll say 4th and 5, as they hand it off to Hodges, breaks the tackle, cuts up the field, and it'll be close to the first down marker, and they say first down. So it's a first down for the Bandits as they continue this drive.
Yeah, and there's flashes like that in the run game. We've seen Hodges do that. Just we got to see him doing that more consistently, and they can really put together a good drive here.
No doubt. If they can put together some plays like that, they'll be in a good spot here. About 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Williams drops back in the shotgun. Deep throw down the left sideline, and the receiver just didn't see the ball there. It looks like that's going to be incomplete, 2nd and 10, as it looks like that was Toby Mings there as a receiver. It might have been a little overthrown, but Mings never found the ball there. He turned his head a little late, and the ball was over his left shoulder. He was looking over his right and just not able to track the ball there.
And Ernest Williams under pressure again, almost every snap. They're getting some pressure on him. So he's having to kind of get these balls out late. Couldn't really take the time to really get into that one, put some air underneath it. More of a straight throw than an arcing throw. So just the pressure has been really affecting them, even if they're not getting sacks.
Yeah, and I think you said on some of those deep throws, he's been a little strong on those throws. Again, he likes to see a little more air under him. If he can get it there, because those line drives have been a little strong so far. He gets a little more air under those throws. They might be right on the money. As a screen outside to Houston. Nice catch there by Houston, but it goes absolutely nowhere for a gain of nothing.
And the Bandits really just haven't had quite the answer for Akeem Peterson for the Rough Riders. He's just been getting in the backfield kind of all day, whether that's getting a sack or just causing a sack, basically, with that pressure. So it's just been a very kind of frustrating day for the tackles back there on a very hot day as well.
Yeah, and we've talked about the depth of River City's running backs. They're also showing some depth at that defensive end spot that you talked about with Peterson, and then Washington, before he was ejected, was also getting in the backfield. So they clearly have guys that can rush the quarterback and get after the passer here out on the edge, and it's really making life tough for the Bandits.
Yeah, and Troy Prill has a sack in this game as well on the D-line, so it's just been a really tough unit for the Bandits to run on, so they've kind of had to rely on the pass. Even if it's not been working, they've been getting a few calls for pass interference, but they're kind of taking what they can get. These short and intermediate passes seem to be working pretty well on this drive. We'll see if they stick with it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if looks like Hodges is out. It's Neil Ott in the backfield again now for the Bandits. Williams drops back, pump fakes, throws it, and caught by Houston. An absolute laser there from Williams, right on the money on a little sit-down curl route there in the middle of that zone to Houston.
And again, just those short and intermediate passes, seems like they're finally getting some chemistry between the receivers, and the deep ball just hasn't been working today, unfortunately.
No, it hasn't, and if it's not working, no need to force it as they hand it off to, is that Shirts on the carry? Or no, Ott. It's Ott. Neil Ott on the carry. And a gain of nothing. So 2nd and 10 now for the Bandits, as they've been doing a nice job of converting on 3rd and 4th down here this drive, and it's been a long drive here thus far.
Yeah, and speaking of Ott, we've seen a kind of a nice tandem of Jackson Ott and Neil Ott, even on special teams, blocking for each other. They've just been a really great tandem for this team, and as they continue to grow and as we go throughout this season, it'll be kind of interesting to see if they can kind of keep progressing and working together.
As the 3rd quarter has come to an end, as in the quarter, the River City Rough Riders put up 9 points. Bandits put up none, but they're currently driving. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll see what happens with the rest of this Bandits drive right after this here on Zaleski Sports. Welcome back, everybody, as the Bandits continue this long drive, this fruitful drive thus far, and it's Williams alone in the backfield, 4 receiver set, as he's rolling to the right and fakes the throw, runs, and I think he'll gain maybe a yard, and they'll say a gain of nothing.
Yeah, a little bit worrying on the sideline. He looks like he has a hand injury.
Don't like to see that.
Definitely not for your quarterback. And I believe that was on his left hand too. So I mean, that's his throwing hand.
Yep.
Definitely don't want to see your quarterback taking shots right outside right at the sideline, kind of where there's more gravel than there is grass.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point with the I don't know if it's cement, but yeah, the little gravel there that's on the sideline. So that's a very interesting point. You don't really want to slide on that. As Williams drops back, puts some air into that one, and it looks like some miscommunication there, as that one's going to be incomplete, as it was Toby Mings as the intended target there again. And if you saw, he came back on that comeback route. It looked like Williams thought he was going on the fly route, just a miscommunication there.
Yeah, just too bad. They did have some room between the safety and the corner. Just completely on different pages.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff comes with time. Again, just 3 games into the season, but that's kind of stuff that comes with time, that kind of communication between the quarterback and the receiver. And it's a tough thing to master, really, to be on in sync and perfectly in sync with your receiver. The only example we have of that in this game is really from Samus of River City with Davis. They have been definitely in sync here today.
Yeah, and a lot of that just comes with practice, too. And I'm not sure how much they practice in between games, but that really helps develop the chemistry.
No doubt. As Williams alone in the backfield again, 4 receivers set, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. He'll tuck and run up the middle and throw now, and it'll be just about intercepted, but he overthrows Ming on that one, and lucky that was just an incompletion there.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a ton to lose on that with being 4th down, but it did look like he might have had a little bit of a lane to run. I'm not sure if he would have gotten to the 1st down, but it almost looked like he was going to take off with that. Decided to throw it instead and incomplete. Even if he does throw an interception, it was going to be a turnover on downs anyways, as long as they would have tackled him. So he didn't have a ton to lose by throwing it, but definitely, I thought maybe there was a little bit of room to run after he kind of got through that initial rush.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point, because there was a little bit of room there, which there hasn't been throughout the game for him, and that's kind of surprising, because you got to give River City some credit on that, because I just knowing me have done the scrimmage for Marshfield, Williams had a big day running the ball that day, and River City's done a great job of taking that aspect of his game away, and that makes it really tough for this Marshfield team, especially because, again, in my time watching them, he was their main running threat on their team. So great job by River City there, as they hand it off, as that's Hopkins back in the game, and a big play and tackle made there by Tyler Adamczyk.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back out there after getting injured earlier in the game. Come back, and not only come back, but come back and make a huge play on the ball. Really had that really good contain on the outside. If not, he had a little bit of room, could have been a bigger gain, but it just holds him just about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, and that is a big play. As we've seen, it has not been easy for Marshfield to bring down these River City running backs today, so a great tackle there by Adamczyk. As River City still in that pistol formation. Looks like still Hopkins in the backfield. Thomas drops back, throws over to the left side, and caught. And what a run made there. He's running all the way down the right sideline, still going. Marshfield defenders there, but he's still running, and finally out of bounds. As what a run there. What a run there by Miguel Watson. As when he caught that on the comeback route, he'd step back about 5 or 6 yards. He just shuffled backwards, and at first looked like he was going to lose 6 yards on the catch, but he makes a miss and takes it all the way down the field for about 30 yards.
Yeah, it looks like now that we have an injury on the field, it looks like number 72, Stoney West, is down.
So another Bandit down. So the Bandits struggling to stay healthy today. You never like to see that. As we'll take another quick break and be right back right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Oh, it's actually not that guy. It's actually the other.
Get a jump start on college or speed up your degree with a transferable class from Mid-State Technical College this summer. There are 130 classes to choose from, online or in person, taught by instructors who are experts in their field. Get info on the Mid-State Technical College summer classes at mstc.edu.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken of Marshfield has been voted Best Pizza in Marshfield 12 years in a row. With popular choices like broccoli bacon cheese, drunken chicken, or any of the 25 specialty pizzas, Scotty's is ready to earn your vote now at 715-384-8118. Choose Scotty's for pizza, chicken, subs, sandwiches, and more. Carry out, dine-in, and delivery. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118.
Welcome back, everybody. As it was Jesse Clenny on the injury as that's the second injury of the day time he's come off. Maybe some cramps or something here. Again, it's a very hot day today, so we just want to see these players get through this healthy. But a lot of Bandits have went down here today.
Yeah, and going back to the earlier play, Miguel Watson with that just amazing cutback and to get a bunch of extra yards.
And the pass over, it's a screen and it's short on the pass, so incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. And with that, we'll quickly hear from our friends over at Spectrum Benefit. Spectrum Benefit Solutions with offices across central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started. And big thanks to our friends over at Spectrum Benefit Solutions, as it's 2nd and 10 for the River City Rough Riders, as they're inching closer and closer to the red zone here. And pistol formation. Once again, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Samus hands off, and that's Wilkerson, as he's going to gain about 4 or 5 on the play there. So Wilkerson continues to run his way through this defense.
Yeah, and I think getting back to the run game is smart. I mean, you don't want to. My philosophy is the more you pass it, there's 2 bad things and 1 good thing that can happen when you pass, in either an incompletion or reception. So 2/3 of the things that can happen are bad, and I feel like the more you pass, the more opportunities you have for interceptions. So I'm a big fan of ground and pound, and it's really been working. There's really no reason to get away from it, so I think it's kind of smart to get it back on the ground for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, there's no doubt that passing is the more risky expedition to go on, and they, like you've said, they've been running well all game, so just keep going to it, and they will here, as it won't work well there, as Wilkerson is absolutely stuffed in the backfield, and it was John Goody with the play in the backfield for a 3-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, definitely a huge play, because now it's 4th and long. It's going to probably force them to pass the ball here or a screen play. So it's just a major play. You definitely do not want to get down by 3 scores here. That almost guarantees you're going to lose the game. So you just really need to stop them before they get any more points.
Yeah, and it also forces River City into obvious passing situation here on 4th and 7. They could run it, but you expect a pass here on this play. That makes it a lot easier for this Bandits defense to try and gear up and get ready for this 4th down, because like you said, you go down by 3 scores, it makes it very difficult to come back, especially in the 4th quarter, less than 10 minutes to play now, 9:45 left. As Samus drops back, goes to the end zone, and he'll have him. It's Davis once again. So the Bandits have just had no answer today for Javonte Davis. As give credit to Samus as well with a dart there right up the middle on the seam route up the middle of the, and River City up 21-6 now.
Yeah, and that's just like that big play that they can make almost any time he drops back. He had some time. There's a little bit of pressure, but not enough to really affect the throw. And it seems like whenever he throws to Davis, he's always open. You just got to hit him, really. So it's just kind of he's really kind of like the player, the playmaker on this team.
I mean, you can make the argument that Davis has just broken this game open almost by himself, along with Samus at quarterback, just because the River City has been grounding and pounding here, as the kick is going to be no good. But with Davis, River City's, like we've been talking about, they've been grounding and pounding with multiple different running backs, having success, but then they're getting that big play aspect from Davis, who seems like you said, he's open every time he's out there and running a route.
Yeah, he's just the obvious number one, and he's also on kick returns too. We've basically seen him in all elements of the game: special teams, offense. He's just everywhere. He's just the guy that you want the ball in his hands, even if you have him coming out of the backfield. He's just a game breaker for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And if the Bandits want any shot of digging into this 15-point deficit they find themselves in. They're obviously going to have to score, but they're going to have to find an answer for Javonte Davis as well. And they haven't been able to thus far.
Yeah, and I mean, technically they're only down by 2 scores, a 13-point game. There's more than enough time to get back into this, but I think the time to score is now. It definitely cannot delay any longer. The offense has to come to life for the first time today.
Yeah, and you're right. With the 15-point game, all you need a touchdown and the extra point, and then you need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion as well. But if I'm the Bandits and I'm scoring, I would just go for 2 with that advantage of being at the 2-yard line there. But they're going to have to put it in the end zone first, which they have not done yet today offensively. No offensive touchdowns, but it's Neil Ott who's had a nice day returning, and he breaks a tackle, forces his way out of bounds, and he'll be down at about, we'll say, the 40-yard line, 41, 42-yard line for Neil Ott.
Yeah, and he's been the primary kick returner today and just has done a really great job. We haven't really seen too many miscues. I believe early in the game they had one, but other than that, they played a really good special teams. As far as returning, they've definitely struggled on covering on both punt and kick returns, but return games for both teams just amazing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's been probably, if you include returning into offense, that's been Marshfield's best offensive weapon is their return game here today. And with Ott having success in the return game, you might think they'd try to get him the ball a little bit more in the pass game, but at this point, you're running out of time here. You might have to start airing it out a little bit more now, and it's going to limit some of those opportunities here, unfortunately, for the Bandits. And they will pass. Williams with a 5-step drop, rolls out to the left. Rusher coming, and incomplete. And it looks like that was Peterson again with the pressure.
It looks like the Rough Riders calling for
looked like he pulled his hamstring there, I think. Peterson comes off the field holding his hamstring, so a bad sign there if you're River City. He's been one of the, as we've been talking about him all day, one of the biggest playmakers defensively for River City.
And I think the Rough Riders were saying that basically, I mean, that was a throwaway pass, but they were basically saying it was intentional grounding. But the ball did get past the line of scrimmage. He was out of the pocket, so it was a legal pass.
Yep, and that wasn't Peterson. That was I'm not sure who that was actually coming off the field, but that one is incomplete, and the rush in the backfield right away.
Yeah, it's just been there all day, and they haven't really had a great answer. They've been trying to, put Ott back there to help pass block, but he's a smaller running back, and he's can't really take on these giant defensive linemen that the Rough Riders have. It's kind of an unfair advantage that they have going against a smaller running back, and I believe he's only 5'8", so you have obvious size advantage for the D lineman of the Rough Riders.
Yeah, Rough Riders with a lot of size at that front. That was Troy Prill.
We've called his name before.
Yeah, we have. We've called a lot of these. It's probably the position group we've called the most names of, other than the River City skill players. But yeah, Troy Prill having a huge impact on this game, and he was right back there right away. It's 3rd and 10 for the Bandits. Williams in the shotgun, steps back, 5-step drop, steps up, looking to run, and is going to be sacked once again here today. As on the sack that time was James Williams getting the sack there for River City.
What do you do now exactly? Because now, the clock's running, you're under 9 minutes. You're almost forced to punt. It's 4th and 13. But if you punt it, you're going to give it right back to the Rough Riders, and they're just going to run out the clock. So you almost have to go for it here.
And it looks like they are going for it, as there might be there's a lot of confusion on who's supposed to be on the field right now. Looks like I got to figure it out. But Williams by himself in the backfield, and we have a flag on the field, as I'm expecting too many men on the field or a delay of game, potentially. We'll see what they call. But there's a lot of confusion on the Marshfield Bandits side on that play, on who is supposed to be on the field.
Yeah, it looked like number 10, Luke Holloway, wasn't quite sure if he was supposed to be split out wide or not on the field at all.
Yeah. So it was illegal formation was the call on the field, which could be interpreted as not enough or too many or not enough players as well, depending on the context. But illegal formation called against the Bandits, so they're going to move backwards again, and it looks like about a 4th and 20 for the Bandits. And they're going to go for it, so almost kind of all or nothing here on this play. If they don't get it, River City's going to be in a great position to score again. So would you punt it here or would you go for it?
I would punt it, but they're almost backed into a corner.
All right, so Williams steps up. There's a flag. Williams rolling out, throws, incomplete. There is a flag on the play, as I believe it's going to be a holding on the Bandits. We'll see what they call. And it is a holding. Holding on the Bandits. It will be declined. So a turnover on downs. River City is going to get another chance to either run some clock or extend this lead.
Yeah, I mean, a really valiant effort by the Bandits, but just, too far to go, I believe, on that 4th and 20. I know nobody likes punting the ball, but you almost had to in that situation. You don't want to give the ball back, obviously, to the Rough Riders, but you also don't want to give them the ball at your own 33-yard line. So it's kind of a mixed bag. And, they do have some timeouts still, so it's not like they can't stop the clock. But I sometimes like the aggressive approach, but just not quite here.
Yeah, I agree. I think I probably would have punted it since it was 4th and 20. If it was a little shorter, maybe you go for it. But I think what Marshfield was saying is that they were taking their last shot there. And not that this game is completely over, but it's going to be very tough for the Bandits here on out, down 15 with 8 minutes. And we'll see if River City can just run this ball away as they go with a reverse here and get no gain. So no gain on the play as they ran the reverse over to Cody Finkston, as we've called his name a couple times tonight. It's been the target of a lot of passes from Samus.
Yeah, definitely some creativity there, but I think it just took a little bit too long to develop, and you had guys that didn't fall for the fake, and that's kind of the risk you run when you're running trick plays is you give time for the defense to react if you don't run it fast enough. And Finkston is a tight end, and so, I mean, he's not necessarily the fastest receiver on the field to be getting the ball.
Yeah, I think it was a creative call, decent call. Just for whatever reason, Marshall wasn't fooled by it, as it looks like it's a handoff up the middle and about a 2 or 3 yard gain. We'll say 3, as that is going to be a 3-yard gain for Hughes Hankerson. So again, River City, it seems like they just take turns on each drive with these 3 running backs. And I think it's really been a big part of their offensive success today is that these running backs just aren't as tired because they're rotating every possession with all 3 of these good running backs they have.
Yeah, it's been a true committee of running backs today. It's really been effective too. We've seen pretty much everyone have some explosion in their running game, and it's been just kind of wearing down this Rough Riders defense to now where they have given up 21 points.
Yeah, now third and 7-ish here. Now you might think you might see a target to Davis, to Javante Davis here for River City. We'll see what they go with, as it will be to – it's intercepted. So the pass is intercepted by Jackson Ott, and he's still going. Ott is still on his feet and running down the sideline, cuts up the middle, and he's finally brought down at about the 10-yard line. So what a play there. What a play there by Ott. As it was Jackson Ott on the pick. The intended receiver was Cody Finkston again. I thought he was going to Davis. Davis was open on the deeper post route. The throw was a little off from Samus, and Jackson Ott takes full advantage. So the Marshfield defense making plays again.
Yeah, sometimes the best defense is or the best offense is your defense. For some reason today, it's just been explosive, and they almost scored on that play too. It was some just really heroic tackling at the end by River Cities to prevent that. But it's just amazing how efficient this team is on defense, getting the ball in their hands and getting it either into the end zone or down the field.
Oh, yes. I mean, it looked like he was going to be gone on that. And 2 huge plays offensively for the reason Marshfield's in this game is because of 2 big picks they've had, as it's Neil Ott running and short of the goal line. He's about a yard or 2 short of the goal line for Neil Ott now, but Marshfield just making interceptions to keep themselves in this game.
And you really hope the offense can feed off of this momentum. They haven't been able to so far, but I believe on this drive they will.
Yeah, we'll see. They're definitely set up for it. They got only a couple of yards to go here. And Ott is stuffed in his tracks. A gain of nothing there. He's going to lose a yard perhaps on that play.
And I think the Rough Riders definitely saw that coming. The run game just worked pretty good on that last play. I think it's smart to go back to it. But then, again, if you go back to it, the defense is going to know that you're going to be coming back to it, and they're going to be ready. And they were definitely ready on that play. And maybe now it forces the Bandits to now have to pass the ball.
They might need to, and I'll go back to something we talked about earlier. Maybe you get Williams rolling out here. He's going to have the option to maybe run or pass. We'll see what they do. That's Williams in the shotgun as he drops back to pass. Penalty on the field. It'll be an offsides. So offsides called against River City. And a break there for Marshfield, as soon we'll go half the distance here.
Yeah, and not only the penalty, but it also stops the play because it was a bobbled snap. And, Williams didn't seem to quite have it as soon as it hit his hands, and that allows the defense to get their linemen right back into the quarterback the longer you hold the ball and try to bobble it. It just what a huge break, I think, for the Bandits. More than just the yards, just the opportunity to redo that play off of a bad snap, because we've seen bad snaps lead to turnovers everywhere.
Yeah, with the bobbled snap, no doubt. That is a big break for the Bandits getting that offsides call. We're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds and counting now, as it's 3rd and goal for the Bandits, looking to get their first offensive score of the day. As Williams will be under center. They've been running it a lot when they're under center, and they'll run it again here to Neil Ott. Can he get the edge? He cuts in and stuffed. So the River City defensive front just swarming the ball carrier and getting some stops here.
Yeah, and now you're forced to pass on 4th and long. You're about 10 yards away from the end zone. The defense is going to know what you're doing. The defense kind of has the upper hand, I would argue, because they have a shorter field to defend. So it's going to be tough for them to punch it in the end zone. And there's no option of kicking a field goal. You're down by 15. You have to get a touchdown here, especially with the clock running, and we're just over 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, field goal does nothing for you here, I agree, and we'll see what they got here. It's Williams back there by himself. We'll have a timeout call by River City. With that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the final 4th down stand here right after this.
Citizens State Bank of Loyal is your independently owned community bank with locations just a short drive or walk from where you work and live. Citizens State Bank of Loyal invites you to a banking relationship that will always put you first. Personal, business, and agricultural services provided by people that live just across town and around the corner. At Citizens State Bank of Loyal, we pride ourselves in our involvement in the communities we serve. See us today in Neillsville, Marshfield, Spencer, Granton, and Loyal. Citizens State Bank of Loyal, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Welcome back, everybody, as it is 4th and goal from about the 5 or 6 yard line for the Bandits. And you think pass here?
Yeah, I think it's kind of now or never for the Bandits, and you have to pass it. The run game hasn't really worked a whole lot today, outside of a few anomalies.
And Williams drops. He throws to the right corner of the end zone. It is incomplete. Close on the call there, but incomplete, so the Bandits not able to take advantage of that excellent field position from the interception.
Yeah, and as he was returning the interception, I was thinking, like, he's got to punch this in. Just we're not really sure if the offense can do it, even if it is only 10 yards. Obviously not. And, you know, sometimes when you have opportunities like that, I know he had a long ways to go. He had about 80 yards to cover on the interception, but sometimes you need to just punch those into the end zone because things can happen. We've seen it even in the NFL. Players being caught from behind, and then that leading to maybe 3 points or less.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, now looking at it in hindsight, they needed to finish that off on the return to get the touchdown. But the Bandits' offense just hasn't been able to find their rhythm today for whatever reason. And give credit to the River City, especially their front four. They have really been making life difficult for all the Bandits players.
Yeah, and so it's been the defense being the playmakers for the offense in a way. So, you know, if they would have scored on the interception, it would have been only a one possession game. But at some point you're going to need your offense to step up and really get it in the end zone because the defense can't score all the points.
Yeah, that would have been where they needed it. And a big broken tackle and a nice little run there as he's finally brought down, as that was Hughes Hankerson again. So it seems like Hankerson and Wilkerson, Hankerson and Wilkerson have seen to be those power backs for River City today, and then Hopkins will come in and give them that change of pace speed back is what it seems.
Yeah, and it's just been working like clockwork today. I mean, just this committee, everybody's had their moments, and it's just having 3 really good backs to throw in there has just been great, especially with such a hot day. It's going to be pretty taxing on these guys. You're going to need to give them a break, especially some of these guys that are going both ways.
And I'm not sure if we had a penalty there, but it looks like it's still first down. We may have had a penalty that we missed, but first down, the clock is running, which is interesting because if it was a penalty, it would have stopped, but I'm going to say it's second down. And another, again, just Hankerson just carrying guys on his back. Just you got to have some strong lower body work there to be doing that kind of business with just over 2 minutes to play now.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely don't blame the Rough Riders for really. Oh, it looks like there's a timeout now.
I believe. 2-minute warning. Yep. So we hit the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter, and with that 2-minute warning, we'll take a quick break as well and be right back with the final minute 56 right after this.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as again, a minute 56 to go. It is 2nd and 2 for River City as they look to milk these last seconds of the game away, as it was Hankerson doing it, and now it looks like it's Wilkerson back in the backfield for River City. Again, they just rifle through him and hand it off to him, and it's Wilkerson with a big run and a first down as a lot of the River City team letting Marshfield hear it there over the break.
Yeah, and it was a long ride for them. I'm from La Crosse, and it's about a 2-hour drive here, and so you want to make it worth it, and you want to have fun if you're going on a road trip. None of these guys are getting really paid, so they're really playing for the fun of the game, which is pretty admirable.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I like to see guys playing just for the love of the game of football is always great to see, as it looks like we might have some kneel downs here with just over 1:10 to play. As we love a kneel down. And while we have that, we're going to hear from our friends over at Valley Communities Credit Union. It's never too early to start teaching the value of saving. Your youngsters can learn today with the Valley Communities Credit Union Kids Club or Teen Savings membership. We make savings fun and easy with prizes for making deposits and getting good grades. Stop into one of our 5 locations in Mosinee, Croninwater, Marshfield, Stevens Point, and Wisconsin Rapids to open an account for your kids today. Valley Communities Credit Union supports all student athletes. Has some frustration boiling over for Marshfield, but we'll hear from our friends over at Awards and More as well. Awards and More is your one-stop location for awards, plaques, trophies, embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products. Awards and More is also the proud sponsor of the Zaleski Sports Athlete of the Month. Visit Awards and More on Facebook to begin your next trophy order, as it looks like we are just going to call it here today. As some frustration boiling over on the Marshfield sideline, understandably, as the teams shake hands with the last 15 seconds rattling off. But this one is over, so the River City Rough Riders take down the Marshfield Bandits 21-6 here on Saturday. And next up will be your Nasonville Dairy postgame show, so we'll take a quick break and be right back with the Nasonville Dairy postgame show right after this.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Welcome back, everybody, as it is time now for your Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy has fresh cheese curds made daily. Be sure to head over to NasonvilleDairy.com And today we saw the River City Rough Riders knock off the Marshfield Bandits 21-6. River City moves to 4-0. Marshfield drops to 2-2. I guess, Kevin, what did you see from this game today from Marshfield and from River City today?
Yeah, I mean, River City kind of playing a complete game. You know, they played a lot of offense. They've scored only on offense versus, you know, you look at the Bandits only on defense. It was kind of like just two totally different approaches. You had a very, you know, undefeated team in the Rough Riders coming in, scoring 88. They held them to 21. They did a pretty good job at keeping the score low. But, you know, eventually you're going to have to score points on offense. And that Rough Riders defense was just too strong and just too stifling in the middle. They just couldn't get the run game going. The pass game was off key. They really struggled on offense, to say the least, the Bandits did. And the one score really coming off their defense, and then almost another score coming off the defense late in the fourth quarter, was almost their only opportunity to score again. And now, you know, then they couldn't punch it in and couldn't make it a one-score game to give themselves one last chance to tie it up, maybe go to overtime or win it with the two-point conversion. So it was just very frustrating for the offense. Just couldn't get anything going today, and that just made everyone just really frustrated on the sideline. And it's really hot out today, obviously. We've been saying that all day, but it's in the 90s, low 90s, high 80s.
Yeah, and I think when you describe the Rough Riders' performance as a well-rounded, well-balanced game, that's the best way to describe it. The Rough Riders had it going on offense with their run and pass game, and they had it going defensively, shutting out Marshfield's offense. Now, you switched over to Marshfield's side. I think that was the difference. They had it going defensively for the most part. They did give up 21 points, but forcing 2 huge turnovers and doing a good job for the most part. But they just couldn't find it offensively, and like you said, I think that was the difference. So Marshfield today just couldn't get the offense going and not able to win as River City knocks them off 21-6. As that has been your Nasonville Dairy post-game show. And signing off, my name is Cale Jacoby alongside Kevin Bargander and Trevor Zaleski doing the production for us tonight as well. Thank you all for joining us, and have a good night, everybody.